Smitty, you're going the same way as me.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Scores! He did it again!
I just killed him. Before the game, I just killed John Madden because of a stink bomb.
Split special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in.
Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight.
Game's over. Game is finally over.
Ed, you got to turn your mic on. I think. Got his hand on the button.
And now, our feature program.
I need to put you in a better mood. So
hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Oh.
Hey, how you doing?
You guys aren't listening to have your own conversation. I'm like, hey guys, intro's almost gone. Intro's almost gone.
Well, we stopped talking pretty quick though. You're like, hey, we're like,
Oh, hey, yeah. Travis is out.
Come from.
Yeah.
I knew if I didn't say it nice and loud, nobody was gonna hear me because Chris is like explaining his hoodie that he just got because he's so cold because he just came back from the Caribbean.
Hey.
Yeah. I was thinking about the only reason why I thought about it was because I'm like, God, he looks comfortable as fuck. Why is he so comfy looking? And I'm over here with a t-shirt on, and then I like look at Travis. He's got a t-shirt on, and I know the shirt that Smitty's wearing is a t-shirt, and I'm like, why does this one person look so out of place? And then, because I also going to make a comment that he looks like a college football coach. Like, he looks like he just got back from practice. He had a good day with the kids, and now he's talking football with us.
Yep. So as everybody can see, Jeremy's not here right now. He's busy. He should be almost done watching the new Spider-Man,
which is epically great.
Shush.
Yes, I haven't seen it either as Gail.
I'm telling you, best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. I'm not going to spoil any part of it for any of you.
Yeah, but now you've built it up to where it can't be as good as you're saying. At least to me.
Actually, if you want my actual opinion on it, listen to the Talking Stuff podcast, which is also on all the platforms. We literally talked about this on Monday.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
For how long? Like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or was that the whole show?
Well, if it was 40 minutes, it wouldn't have been the whole show. It would have been like a third of the show.
Well, I said 40 minutes or the whole show.
At one point, we talked about Actually, I wonder if Gail and Travis might know who I'm talking about, but we talked about, is it possible for the human body to continue growing a birth defect, let's say an arm, that when you first saw this on a person, they were like 8. And then the next time you see them, they have almost an entire forearm. And that's like 13. And then you see them a few more years later, and it's a whole like knuckle nub type of thing with like a thumb going like that kind of. But anyway, and at this point, I tell you that Chris, before he lost connection, we were talking about like Ray's energy drink.
Yeah, it was weird.
So he came into like, oh yeah, and she had like this little knuckle nub.
Yeah, because we went from that to God knows what. Because when Chris came back on 5 minutes later, we were in like a completely different world. We just
Chris and his internet woes.
Yeah.
Well, so that episode was the Christmas episode. So Smitty spent a good 45 or so minutes talking about it, and I also told Smitty that I wouldn't be surprised if he was on a sex offender. And I didn't realize that it was like a major insult until I heard it. And I was like, oh my God, why are you such an asshole? So I apologize, Smitty, for what I had said.
I don't even remember it.
Smitty takes no offense to anything, so it's okay. So, and if our one or two fans that watch this, and where we can get that podcast?
Talking Stuff Podcast. If you found Tats on YouTube, Talking Stuff Podcast episodes are all released on YouTube, and then everywhere you can get podcasts, which would be Apple iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Google, Amazon Music, or Amazon Podcasts. Anywhere you literally can just search Talking Stuff Podcast in Google.
You put it out
the
there.
First 3 pages.
There you go. All right, Chris. Now you've been back a full week. Do you want to get into your? You want to start doing your college again?
We can definitely do this, but I'm gonna let Smitty read the first one because I don't want to read it.
All right.
Do you want me to read it down until we get to coach changes? Because that's what you added.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so the first thing I put down was Jim Harbaugh wins the AP Coach of the Year. He can eat a big fat donkey spleen or something of that sort. That was put in there by Mr. Chris because Chris is a big fan of Jim Harbaugh and the whole football team.
Huge.
He is the coach of Michigan. I have a question before we go to the next ones. Who do you think should have won it if not Jim Harbaugh? Anybody have? You got to name a name, like name a team. Like this team probably should have won it. That coach of that team. If you don't know the names of the coaches.
Luke Fickell.
Luke Fickell. I agree, 1,000%.
But he forgets to hold the laces out. Coach. He can't kick it if the laces aren't out.
I think he's
say like Doug Johnson. And hope that there's a coach out there named Doug Johnson.
There might be. I have no idea.
That's the extent I know of my college.
I'm pretty sure that he's the coach of the Arizona Auburn Trifon Texas School of Beauticianry. Yeah, so we agree that the guy from Cincinnati should be the coach of the year. Bryce Young from Alabama, he won the Heisman, and he also won the Player of the Year. This was information that was out 2 weeks ago, and I just neglected to put it on here the last 2 times it came on. And then Trayvon Henderson, the rookie or the freshman from Ohio State, he also took home the Rookie of the Year for Ohio State. And Ohio State had 2 actually people in the running for Rookie of the Year. And that's the of the years for college.
Well done, Smitty. Proud of you.
Got it, Smitty.
Perfect.
All right, so there's a lot of coaching changes in college football, as you know. These are the most notable ones. These are the ones that I kind of like. They kind of made big headlines. They were kind of, some of them were shocking, others not so much. So Brett Venables, former Clemson defensive coordinator, is now the head coach of the University of Oklahoma. He's been rumored to be leaving for probably 3 years now. Every time a big head coaching job would come open, he was always, kind of a finalist for that. And he finally, took the jump. And I believe he started his career at Oklahoma.
Well, I'm about to say, did he start in Oklahoma?
Yeah. So sense, yeah. I think that was a good choice, being able to wait that out. Moving on to Lincoln Riley, the former head coach of Oklahoma, he left to go take the USC job, University of Southern California. With the way his offense is shaped, this is a very good step for him because Pac-12, you've heard Pac-12, the Pac-12 offense, right? It's mostly passing. And, he likes to pass the ball. He's not a big running coach. He likes to pass the ball. So I think a good pickup there.
Yeah, his style is definitely fit for the West Coast type college teams like USC and, damn, I can't think of him right now. San Diego State and things like, not San Diego State, but you know what I mean? More than like the push you over running style like Oklahoma and Nebraska have.
Yep. The Big 12, Big 10 type offenses. This one was a shocker to quite a few people. Brian Kelly left Notre Dame to go be the head coach at LSU.
That blew my mind. Are you kidding me?
Why is that a big deal?
Because he left Notre Dame.
Yeah, you don't leave Notre Dame. And he it's not like he was his job was in trouble, right? He was keeping him in the top 10 every year. given when he made it into the playoffs, they got destroyed. But like, he kept the team competitive.
Right.
Now, does he have some kind of tie leading back to LSU somewhere in his?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so.
And I guess it was very shocking to the school itself too, like that he just decided to leave.
Something went wrong, I think, in Notre Dame. It has to, because Notre Dame is one of the pinnacle head coach jobs you want as a coach for college. It's like you say you'll be a coach of Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Teams like that. But Notre Dame is probably the pinnacle of coaching.
But do you think that maybe he got offered a butt ton of money to go to LSU?
I pretty much guarantee it.
Or he found a more viable way to become a head coach in the NFL by going to LSU versus staying at Notre Dame? Is LSU not playing very well, and maybe he thinks he could turn?
Well, LSU wasn't playing very well, and they had already mutually agreed that they were parting ways with Ed Orgeron at the end of the season. Like, that's been out for weeks.
Right.
So, like, we knew somebody was going to be stepping in. We just didn't know who. And I don't think anybody really expected Brian Kelly to be that person. Honestly, I expected somebody like Brett Venables or one of these assistants or these, coordinators that are in line for, head coaching positions to step into that role. To see Brian Kelly do it was a little.
It was shocking to me because LSU, I don't know, they finished 24th or so. I don't remember, really low. And Notre Dame was one spot out of the top 4 to play for the national championship. Yeah, so if maybe it's an ego thing. He's like, I did great at Notre Dame. I can go to LSU and do the same thing. But if he stays at Notre Dame and they continue to play well and he wins national championships, that's a better way for him to actually make it to the pros, I would think. But if he turns LSU around,
it could be the same, and especially in the SEC.
Yes, so. It's a harder, and that's what Nick Saban did, because Nick Saban, in case you don't know this, he was a coach at LSU, and he won the championship at LSU. He turned that place around. Then he went to Miami for a year and decided that he didn't want to coach men, and then and then went to Alabama.
Yep. So that one's a little shocking. Billy, I know we touched on this at one point. Billy Napier, former head coach of Nate's Raging Cajuns, is now the head coach of the University of Florida, the Gators.
Can you believe that? He brings the Raging Cajuns to win championships and bowl games and stuff, and he's like, screw you guys, I'm going to Florida.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to go to a slightly larger college and not win anything.
It's a good move because Florida does get national recognition during like ESPN stuff, and the Raging Cajuns hell do.
Yeah.
And the Florida doesn't have, was that state tax or whatever?
They do not.
So he makes a little bit more on that side as well.
Yeah, true. Marcus Freeman steps up. I believe he was the DC. He was one of the coordinators. I don't remember which one. I would lean towards the defensive coordinator because he's a former All-American linebacker from Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah. He steps up to become the new head coach of Notre Dame. So on staff, and it's ironic that he steps up to be the head coach of Notre Dame, former Buckeye player, and they open their season next year against Ohio State.
That just means he's going to lay down, let Ohio State win.
Yeah.
So,
and then, go ahead.
Do either of you or any of you know who Michael Desormeaux is?
No.
Dersmack?
Sure. Apparently the Cajuns interviewed this gentleman. He was a Louisiana co-offensive coordinator, Michael Desormeaux, Meaux.
Yeah, I have no idea. He's some Cajun guy.
The UEX, it sounds like an ooh.
Yeah.
So it's Demus.
It's like a
Dormeaux.
French. It's like a French sound.
From
Yeah.
Don't know
I
who
have
he
no
is.
idea who he is. Yeah. And this one is just because, Massachusetts. Don Brown is taking over as the UMass head coach. He used to be that team up north, Michigan's defensive coordinator a couple years ago. They let him go. But the dude knows football. I'll give him that,
Okay, I have a question for you because you changed this. What does TTUN stand for?
The team up north.
I I walked right into that. The team that shall not be named.
Yes. It's like Voldemort, damn it. All right.
He
so
who shall not be named.
Yeah. Those are your big coaching changes, the ones that, so far that I felt were kind of important.
Yeah.
Moving on to the transfer portal, which I feel is ruining college football, by the way. So I just went over some of the top committed transfers. There's a shit ton of people in the transfer portal. But these are like your more notable players. Spencer Rattler, who at the beginning of this season was the favorite to win the Heisman. Former quarterback at Oklahoma. He committed to South Carolina. Eli Ricks, cornerback from LSU. Ohio State was going to go after him. But basically, I think some of Ohio State's players were like, if you go after him, we're transferring. Because they knew he would start over him. He's probably one of the best corners in the country.
Yeah.
He transferred to Alabama.
Well, that's probably a better landing spot for him anyways.
Yeah. Quinn Ewers, he transferred from Ohio State. This was the kid that I had talked about earlier in the season that left high school early. And then he realized that he was going to sit behind C.J. Stroud. And I think he also got a little homesick. So he transferred to Texas after playing, I think it was 2 snaps for Ohio State this season. Jahmyr Gibbs, who was the top transfer running back in the country, transferred from Georgia Southern to Alabama.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Slovis, who is the quarterback for USC, has not committed yet, but he's notable. So if there's teams looking for a quarterback, he could end up somewhere pretty decent.
So my question is, are these kids transferring because they now are able to get paid and some of these other teams can offer them more money than some of these other colleges?
Well, I don't know because the colleges themselves aren't paying the players. It's
through different organizations. A lot of these guys in their NIL deals, right, where they're getting paid, a lot of it's just being able to sign stuff and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the vast majority of it. So it really doesn't matter what school you're going to. Obviously these high-level recruits and these high-level guys like Ewers or Rattler, like they could transfer to any school and probably be able to make that money, because they're going to get playtime more than likely.
Right.
So I don't know if that has to do with it. I think it's more the playtime. I'll use Ewers as an example. Like, guaranteed C.J. Stroud's probably the starter. He was a Heisman finalist this year. He's probably the starter for Ohio State. I don't think he beats him out. So he has to sit through his true freshman year this year, and then another as a redshirt freshman next year he'd have to sit. So he wouldn't even get to play until his third year. Potentially. That's if somebody else doesn't beat him out.
And at Texas, he has a lot better chance of starting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why like I'm seeing all these players, like more players than I think I've heard before, because even like the radio stations up here are talking about, and they never really talk college. They're like, there's more players in the transfer thing than they'd ever seen before. And these guys like have kids in college, and they're like, yeah, my son, one of them, now I'm gonna draw a blank. Not Wiggins, but he played for the Patriots, a receiver.
Walker?
No.
All nights for Jeremy not to be on.
Yes, of all nights. Well, his son, I think, is at what's the Colorado State, and he's looking to transfer to a different college because he wants more playing time and possibly get more money because he'll have more playing time.
Well, the more playing time you get, the more you get talked about, so the more chances you have to sign things for money.
Yeah, and you're more likely to also get drafted if you're the more playing, the more you show up, kind of thing.
And I never heard of Jahmyr Gibbs for Georgia Southern. I have no idea who that is.
So he's not like a top tier running back. He's just a top running back in the transfer portal. He probably could be a top tier running back. I mean, he played for Georgia Southern, so more than likely, my guess is, while he was probably a really good high school player, he probably didn't have the grades, so he went to a secondary school and then is transferring now. You know, if Alabama is looking at him, he's probably pretty good. Would be my assumption.
Yeah, and if you can go play for a team, Georgia Southern, Alabama, you go play for Alabama.
Yeah. So that's all I got on the transfers. Smitty, I will let you talk about your bowl games because you're the one that put them in there.
Okay. Let's go with a lot of bowl games took place this week, but we're going to mention 3. Okay, we're going to mention 3. I only put 2, so we added 1. First, Coastal Carolina, which is my team, beat Northern Illinois in the Tel Greeter Cure Bowl, 47-41 in a game I did not watch. And also,
47-41. That must have been a good game.
Okay, Nate, what's the second one? What's that team?
He's not paying attention. Second one, the second bowl game, Nate.
Oh, is it the Raging Cajun?
Yeah, that's Louisiana State beat Marshall 36-21 in the prestigious R+L Carries New Orleans Bowl.
I think it's Carriers.
And then we have this one here, and I didn't add this. So I guess we'll write it. Let's see. In Wednesday's Armed Forces Bowl, still completely shook those. Okay, this is a jab at, I think. No, it isn't. Okay, there's actual words here. Black Knights running back Jacoby Buckingham.
Buchanan,
okay. Showed a unique combination of strength and agility.
You guys say it's so easy.
Inside the red zone at 6 foot, 260 pound, the junior bar carrier left his mark on a hapless defender. On second down and goal from the Missouri 10-yard line, Buchanan took the handoff and found an opening. He ended up one-on-one with a Tigers defensive back and absolutely bulldozed him on his way to the end zone. I'm confused by why this is on here.
It was just funny because it was an Army guy.
Oh,
that's why I put it on there for one. He plays for Army, and he 260 pounds, looks like a lineman. It reminded me like watching old video of the Fridge just bowl people over, and that Tigers defensive back had no idea what hit him. It was like a freight train into the end zone. He met him and just looked like he fell over like a bag of chips.
Oh, so probably what happened when Emmitt Smith hit me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Travis, I am so happy that you put this in here for one thing. He is 6 foot and 260, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That completely disproves everything that Nate said about they got to stay within weight limits. Because I guarantee you 6 foot 260 is not within weight limits.
That's his body fat. Does he got like?
He looks like a lineman. He's got a stomach like I do.
He passed tape.
Yeah, he'll pass tape.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and I put the little EUL or whatever the web page is there. So
Yeah,
that way, if you want to look at it, because he is a big boy.
They did win that game against Mizzou on a field goal, and they had to stop rushing the field because there was a penalty, and they're all standing there waiting for the penalty. They're like, illegal substitution on the defense, 2 number 6s in the backfield or on the field, and the place went nuts because Army won the Armed Forces Bowl.
Yeah.
When's the last time the Army or any military put the Navy, I guess, because there's not really an Air Force team, is there?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah. Air Force Academy.
Oh, yes, there is. Yeah.
You never hear about them, but
their
they're
colors are blue and silver, and the name of them is the Falcons. So you do the math there, buddy.
Oh, that guy! He passes tape.
So the question is, was the last time a military school won the Armed Forces Bowl? That's a good question.
I don't know. College guy?
Okay. I guess I'll continue.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay. We know the top teams in the NFL and the CFP right now. Number 1 is Alabama. Number 2 is Michigan. Number 3 is Georgia. Number 4 Cincinnati. Blah blah blah. I'm going to talk about Notre Dame. Okay, games to watch coming up this week. There are 17 bowl games between now and next Thursday.
Wow.
17.
We have a lot of football we can watch.
Yeah. So the Liberty Bowl, which is December 28th, is Mississippi State versus Texas Tech, which I think is going to be a really good game. probably the best game this week. The Alamo Bowl, which is 29th of December, is Oklahoma versus Oregon. I think Oklahoma's going to hurt Oregon pretty badly. And December 30th is the Peach Bowl, which is Michigan State versus Pitt. And I guess you got to play somebody in the Peach Bowl if you're Michigan State, I'm thinking. So, but Pitt hasn't had a good year, and their coach has been doing pretty good too. Next week, we already know Cotton Bowl, Orange Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl, and the Championship Bowl played in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Interesting thing to note: Texas A&M had to pull out of their bowl game because of COVID. I guess they're having some issues with COVID. So, because there weren't any teams, other teams bowl eligible, they started reaching out to, I think, 6 and 7 or 5 and 7 teams, right? A couple teams have said no because they don't have players on campus practicing and everything. And Brett Bielema was he tweeted something. He's the head coach for the University of Illinois. Was just waiting for the call. So we'll see. But yeah, I just found it interesting that they are still trying to find a replacement, and they're going to teams that aren't actually bowl eligible to try to at least have a game played.
Oh, which bowl is that?
I don't remember. But give me 1 second.
Will it be did you also know that? Go ahead.
Rutgers is going to replace the A&M in the Gator Bowl versus Wake Forest.
Gator Bowl.
And that was just posted 5 hours ago, so that's why I was not up to date.
Something I did not know was that Jimmy Kimmel has his own bowl game.
Really?
Does he really?
The Jimmy Kimmel something bowl, and there's 2 teams playing for it. Go ahead, look at it. I saw it today. Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel live or
LA Bowl. Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl presented by Stifle SoFi Stadium.
So how much would it take to get a thick and thin bowl game? Or
like I said, if I got rich, I'm going to have a bowl game. I said that before.
But Utah State won it.
Can you? I mean, I know he does what he does, but he's doing a lot of things behind the scenes no one's seen. He's becoming rich and powerful.
Oh yeah,
really rich and powerful.
Yeah, he is.
You should just make a company that says, "I want to name a bowl game."
Mm-hmm.
That is you get a bowl game, but that's what it says.
Yeah.
I mean, this man is probably sacrificing babies, eating cows. It's just eating cows. We all eat cows.
After the new year, I will start putting together projections for next season for college, and I will also start doing I'll probably do the top. I'll probably do the whole first round for projected draft picks.
Oh, that'd be good.
And then we'll start, as people start making trades for draft picks and stuff, I'll start adjusting it, but we'll go from there.
Cool.
There's really no, right now from what I've seen, I know we kind of talk about next year and stuff, but I don't see any really top number one, Jacksonville's going to get the number 1 pick, right? Most likely. But say it's, I don't know, the Jets, or say someone else, someone who needs a quarterback. I don't see a quarterback playing right now that would be drafted number 1 overall. I just don't see it. Yeah. But we'll discuss that, I guess, more next year.
But things change. Considering we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more NFL weeks, and that means 8 weeks of us. Well, not 8 weeks of actually the Super Bowl. There's a week between the conference championships and the Super Bowl, so that gives us 10 more weeks of us before we take our little spring/summer break. But there is this year they are starting up semi-pro again.
Oh,
yeah. Are you gonna try out?
Is coming out.
No, I'm too old. My knees hurt.
You'd be a fullback, lay a block into somebody.
I could, but I'm only good for maybe 10 plays right now.
Nate's gonna try out to be the mascot.
Nate, I'm a great mascot.
Yeah. If I could magically lose 30 pounds and gain 6 inches, I could play center pro. But
you just need to be the Bill Dozer, and you play that one play to get your touchdown record back.
Yeah. All right. So Smitty, since Gail.
Thick don't have a thing, huh?
Well, Thin is next week. He has his thing. The Thin's think tank will be back next week with his questions. And Gail's feel-good story of the week, there was nothing out there because everybody caught the vid this past week as far as
so no one feels good. They all feel bad. Okay, I got something.
Listen,
okay.
It was not even that everybody caught the vid. It was that I had a 1-year-old vomiting on me for 2 days straight.
She vomited on me, too.
Yeah, well.
You need to stop kidnapping babies. That will be happening, guys. You have to stop doing it.
No, I'm pretty
sure.
sure.
You all. I said, are you sure you want to have another baby? Are you sure that's what you want? And they both wanted it. Wow.
Okay. Here's my thinking. Okay. Would you rather, if there was going to be a rule change as far as scoring goes in the NFL?
Yeah.
Which one of the two would you prefer, or a third if you want to think of something yourself? Which one would you choose and why? How do you think it'll change the game? One, field goals are worth more than 3 points. If you make it by 50 yards or more, it's worth 4 points. If it's 60 yards, it's worth 5 points, something like that. Or you're going for a 2-point conversion and the defense gets the ball, interception or whatever, and takes it back to the other end zone. They get a touchdown out of it. They don't get a point after, but they do get the touchdown. Which rule change do you think would be better? Which do you think either one's stupid? Do you think of a different one? And why?
Go ahead.
I almost kind of want the field goals. Because I think you would see like coaches willing to go for it on deeper kicks if they were going to get more points. And that would be like, that would change things immensely. Like, you're trying to reach like the 35-yard line. That's a 42-yard kick. Well, now all of a sudden you're like, well, I can get an extra point and put us in overtime if I kick it from the 40-yard line instead.
Do you think that if that was the case, that the games would be more high scoring? Because then you're going to get all these, the statistics and the odds. Let's say, it's you had a real pain time getting it into the opposite side of the field, and say on a first and whatever, you kick the field goal because statistically your team doesn't do well between this yard line and the goal line. So do you think that coaches would be more apt to kick like a 45 or a 60-yard field goal, knowing that the points are almost guaranteed at that level versus trying to bring your team in?
Well,
also it changes everything in case you're down by 8.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing too, though. Like, I don't know if it would necessarily change that because the most even NFL kickers outside of 50, a lot of them can't hit it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. 50 yards.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like if you got someone like Prater or the dude, what is it, Tucker from Baltimore, like those guys that have legs. Then yes, then I think it might change the dynamic for a few teams, but I don't think it's going to change that much because of the fact that the vast majority of kickers can't hit 50 plus consistent.
I think it would change things almost. Like, it would be more of, you would see these guys drafting kickers higher. Mm-hmm. And kickers will be working out more to try to make those, because they're like, well, to make it to the NFL, if I can hit a 60-yarder consistently, I'm guaranteed a spot.
Well, yeah,
I'm going in the second round of the draft, and not the 6th round of the draft.
Yeah,
but you would see a whole new dynamic, I think,
for kickers,
kickers, and like the Patriots, their punter is their kickoff guy. Because he's not accurate to kick it through a field goal. So you'd see him training a lot harder because he's got a leg on him. He puts it through the backside of the end zone almost every time he kicks off. You'd see him training harder to be a kicker for those long-ass field goals.
Now, if we're going to add a change to the NFL, does it have to be with the scoring or can it be something else?
Well, if it's something else, that's a whole lot of different things we could get into.
Yeah, we're talking scoring tonight.
Okay, because I had a suggestion that I would love the NFL to do.
Well, let's hear
it. Add the penalty box.
Allow 2 minutes for fighting.
Yes. So if you get a face mask, right?
Yeah.
Instead of a 15-yard penalty or a 5-yard penalty or whatever, that player now has to go into a penalty box for like 1 minute.
Well, and how about like a series of downs? Because a minute could be just hardly a play.
Or
It
they
could be hardly a play,
they
or it
miss
could be a
they
whole
miss one
thing.
play.
Right.
Yeah, they miss one play depending on the severity of it.
And the other team has to play a player down for that whole time they're in the penalty box.
No, they can bring like a backup in, but they essentially have to keep rotating players out.
Games already last 4 hours. We don't need them to last like 7.
Well, I mean, it's just I get the idea. Is like say roughing the passer. So that guy is now in the penalty box for the next series, and then the next play he can come back in. But do you do that instead of the penalty? Because if you do that instead of the penalty, I think a lot more people will be knocking the shit out of that quarterback.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Speaking of a rule change, and it happened in college, but it could potentially affect the NFL. Kenny Pickett, the quarterback from Pittsburgh, did the whole fake slide thing.
Yes.
And people lost their minds. Like, I agree with them. I was like, if you're going to allow players to do that, because you watch the defensive backs and the linebackers pull off because he started to slide, and then he takes off again. So like I agree that should be, either a loss of down or it just automatically downs the football at the spot.
Yeah, it should down the football. If anything, it's not a loss down, but if you go to like even look like you're going to slide, that's automatic. You're down.
Yeah.
And if you continue running after that, then you actually should lose yardage. It's like you make it to so say you pass the first yard line by 5 yards. Well, now you go back 5. You lose 5 yards. And so where you faked your slide, it's 5 yards back. And if you didn't make the first down line after that, it's now whatever the next down is. If you did it on fourth down, you have now turned the ball over.
Very, very similar to like when they're grounding the ball, intentional grounding.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Something like that, and I think that's a fair thing. Don't get me wrong. The play was amazing. I was like, that's awesome. But I understand, being, when I did play high school football and stuff, I was a corner, right? Quarterback went to slide. We were taught, you see him start to break down, come feet first, you're going to peel off. You're not going to drill him. You're going to start getting quarterbacks hurt if you don't make a rule change, because if they don't know, they're going to drill you.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're going to get a lot of people who think they may not slide, and they get penalized for, hitting the quarterback in the slide, even though he wasn't about to slide, though he didn't know.
Yeah.
So that's I think it's not common sense, but that should be changed. Simple enough.
Yeah.
Right. So no one likes the idea of recovering a interception for a 2-point conversion, taking it back the other way, and getting 6 points for it.
I do like it, but I think the thing is with that, there's that happens so rarely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So do safeties.
Yeah, but it's even more rare than a safety, really. I think of the 25 years of football that I can remember, I think I've seen it once.
Oh, wow. Someone else has joined us.
Hey, there's an Amanda.
Shit.
I see an Amanda in the corner.
Now the reason I brought that up is because of one thing and one thing only. If the Patriots are going to kick a field goal, and Buffalo blocks that field goal and picks that ball up and returns it for a score, that's a touchdown.
Yes.
That's not 3 points.
Right.
So why is that a touchdown and not 3 points if a conversion of a 2-point conversion is stopped and it's returned for the other end zone is only worth 2 points? It's either one or the other.
Well, I've seen field goal. So people that go for a field goal with not even blocking, just catching it because it was kicked short and returning for a touchdown. I've seen that before.
Right. But, so that was 3 points. So they get 6 points for a return. But if it's a 2-point conversion, they only get 2 points for a return. So I
think it's one of those that it's just so rare that they never thought about even trying to fix it.
I just think that every score should be worth 1 point, no matter what it is.
Just so it's easy for you to do math.
Exactly.
But no, I don't see that changing at all. Why did you say damn Gale? Hell, you made it into the playoffs, so it's your fault.
No, I'm saying damn you, Gail, because she made popcorn and it made me want popcorn now. That's why I had made popcorn.
Popcorn does sound
Did
pretty
you
fantastic.
See it sitting right here?
It does. Oh, I want popcorn.
I texted Shannon, was like, "Will you make me popcorn?"
It's Gail's fault.
I only have it. I only have
back.
it because Kat freaked out and I had to go upstairs and get her another bottle and change her. So I was like, while I'm up here, I'm gonna get a snack.
Snacker by convenience.
Yes.
So I think we officially know that we don't care about the 2-point conversion return, but we care about field goals more.
We do, and penalty boxes, which I think is a brilliant idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's yes.
Allow
I think
fighting
a lot
and then
less. I would think you might see a lot less penalties if you get a penalty box.
Depends on how long that's in the penalty box, and if there's if there's yardage attached to it.
I think
And you have to be a player down too. I think if you have to like
NHL rules where you're not only in there's a guy in a penalty box, but you're also playing with 10 guys on the field instead of 11.
Now that would be then people would not hit the quarterback because like I'm saying, if you're just out for a play or at least a series of plays,
let's say 4
for
plays.
hitting the quarterback late, I would do it every time. Like knock his head off every time. Knock his head off.
Yeah.
If I'm playing if I'm missing one person, I might not have my guys do that.
So the first guy's in there for 4 plays, then another guy is in there for another 4 plays. Now you're playing 9 and 11. That's not good.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get started with the NFL. So 39 years ago today, when Smitty was in his late 60s, right? His rivalry with the Patriots was cemented in snow when Don Shula's Miami Dolphins lost 3-0 in the infamous snowplow game, propelling the Pats into the playoffs that year.
Smitty, breathe. You're getting a little red in the face. Deep breath.
Did I give you a heart attack, Smitty?
You just triggered me, motherfucker.
Do some Lamaze breathing.
Oh my god, I forgot about that game. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Oh my god.
It popped up on my my news feed for like the Patriots things because it was a throwback Thursday.
I watched that game and when I saw that son of a bitch come out, I'm like, can they do this? Can they? And my dad's like, I don't know. Like, can they do this? Oh my.
Oh yeah, Don Shula was livid. I watched the video of it, and you can see him like, "What the fuck?"
So what's the question? I'm not looking at the sign thing right now.
Any team get away with that kind of thing today?
Well, no, I actually believe they have a rule now because of that. Before Bill Belichick was doing his I'm going to skirt the rules a little bit, make things change because I know the rules so well.
The Patriots were causing problems already.
And it was just like. And the thing was, it was I think it was like the one of the coordinators went to the coach and said, "Hey, why don't we just get the snowplow guy go over there or whatever, or something like that." Snowplow guy said something like that, and he went out there. He didn't ask no one. He just did it, and no one said anything, and they just cleared a spot.
He was actually a convicted felon that was out on work release.
Well, and then here's what got me: Miami got the ball, and drove back down, and they were in field goal range. And they refuse to do the same for them. Because the people that run the snowplows are Patriots.
Oh, yeah. That's the advantage of home field.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh, God, I hate you all. That was when...
I wasn't even alive then.
That was when...
only Smitty was alive.
That was the only time in history where I hated the Patriots as much as I hated the Jets. They surpassed the Jets. For many years, they surpassed the Jets because of that.
I absolutely love the fact that the only person here right now that was alive for that game is Smitty.
I'm not sure that's a backhanded compliment or what, but I do love the fact I watched that game. Oh, I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad. How long ago was that?
39 years ago.
Oh, God, it was yesterday. God, I hate them. And you know what? I blame Tom Brady. I don't know why, but
You're gonna make Nate choke.
That favoritism towards freaking Tom Brady is what happened there. Well, let's do it for Tom. Wasn't even alive. I mean, he was, but oh my god. Okay, I'm stopping. But to answer the question, no, they couldn't get away with that. Someone else, please talk. I can't.
I saw this and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get Smitty worked up on this one. I gotta do it because Smitty never gets worked up. He always just like ho hum, always happy. I'm like, this one's gonna put him in a mood.
Well, clearly you don't listen to the other show.
Well, I should say on this show, he's always happy-go-lucky.
Oh my god, he's so mad.
I could definitely get him to this point on the other show, just very by topic.
We found Smitty's trigger words.
All right, so the Cincinnati Bengals reserve running back Anthony Puka Williams. Is this because he wears a puka shell?
I don't know.
Okay. Has received a 2-game suspension for violating the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing substances. He was elevated in Week 13 as a kick returner. Cincinnati 8-6 will take on the Baltimore Ravens, who are also 8-6, this weekend in the battle for first place in the AFC North. Do you think this will affect the team at all?
Wait, reserve running back?
Yeah, reserve running back.
So is that backup running back?
He's a practice squad guy.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Put a receiver back there as a kick returner. You're fine.
Wait, did you say his name was Polka?
Anthony Puka Williams.
Well, okay, what's a puka shell?
Those little fashionable rope shell necklaces that people were wearing back in the 2000s.
Look at you teaching me something. I had no idea.
I didn't know that's what they were called. They just called them shell necklaces that all the hippies wore.
So
No,
I
puka
see
shells.
I see the name Puka and I think of the movie Anastasia. She had that little tiny dog and his name was Puka.
Oh.
I thought that was a song where you put one left foot in, you take the left foot out.
No, that's the polka.
That's the hokey poke.
Oh, that's the hokey pokey. Yes.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna need to do a TikTok about that. Isn't that this? No, you mean this, and then say something else. No, you mean this. Yeah. We've all seen that TikTok.
Yes.
Do that.
Now I instantly want to watch Big Joe Polka Show, which is just a bunch of old people dancing to polka music.
I'm sorry, Amanda.
You've had an interesting life, Nate, because no one else knows these shows.
No. This is what happens when Nate doesn't go to sleep. He just does deep dives in the middle of nowhere man's land TV.
No, it's satellite television programming or something. I don't know. I found it on a few occasions, and I get so excited every time I find it.
At least
I found it more than once.
Yes.
Wow.
Gail finds these like outrageous horror flicks.
Nate, the more we learn about you, the more we just bless Amanda's heart.
I didn't nobody warned me about these things.
The funny part is we don't know.
I also refuse to watch any new Doctor Who because I watched the originals from the 1970s and none of them are close to being as good.
You also
I tried to warn you, Amanda. I did.
You also said but your problem was you said he's my man, and Amanda's like, no, he's mine.
I don't know. I keep asking her that.
I'm sorry, Amanda. I did not try to warn you because I can't be in this shit alone.
She needs help.
I'm drowning here.
You all need help.
We do.
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm great.
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm perfectly normal.
I'm not the problem.
So somebody told Taylor Swift that maybe she is the problem.
And she wrote a song about it.
Did you just compare me to Taylor Swift?
Yep.
I love it.
I don't hate it.
basic white bitches.
There's
Yes,
worse people to be compared to.
I mean, didn't I call you that Monday night?
A
basic white bitch.
Yes, you did.
Were you drinking pumpkin spice?
Pumpkin spice coffee.
White bitch.
Yeah.
Eggnog.
Oh yeah. The pumpkin spice. That coffee with the eggnog was so good. The pumpkin spice iced coffee, and then I put eggnog in there as well, and it had like the pumpkin in the eggnog, and it was just like this time of year perfectly equated out.
That actually doesn't sound half bad.
Well, Nate was like, "Yes, I am. Yeah, so what? He knows who he is. He don't."
He also has UGG boots, so don't forget that part.
Oh yes.
He's
wearing
his
UGG
best
boots.
side.
Yes,
I have UGG boots. Yes. You wouldn't know that they were UGG unless I told you, and I gladly.
He also got Gale UGG boots for Christmas last year. And made
Yes,
me,
you
and
did
made
get
me
Gale. You got Gale.
It was a joint present.
Yes, I picked them out, but Travis got them. Hey,
Yes.
Go.
I now want UGG boots because now I feel left out.
I don't. I wear I think there were not Wolverines. Wolverines, but they're logging boots.
Travis, after I saw the picture that Nate shared with everyone in your outfit, I don't think you need to say anything about what you do and do not wear.
It was like those were like wearing less than my underwear.
Felt nice though, didn't it?
I couldn't actually wear my underwear when I had those on because they were too tight.
They're so freeing.
I gotta send you yours,
they're
Nate.
not.
Yeah.
I actually have a pair of them in my pajama drawer.
I just feel like everything drops better, and it's just more like, oh.
Maybe if you had a bigger pair of shorts, they would have. But no, everything was like.
Oh. No, for me, it's just like, oh, this is what it feels like when you're floating in water.
I've never worn a pair.
That
I've
one
never owned a
spot.
pair.
There.
You have never owned a pair of Ranger panties?
No, I'm not a Ranger, so what the hell? I mean, I don't know if they would contain me.
Yeah, like we would have to get like specially like reinforced Kevlar ones for Smitty.
Actually, you just have to have a really tight waistband, so that way
you could just tuck them up in there.
Well, that way it doesn't pull the whole pairs of shorts down by the weight.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, okay.
All right.
Suspenders on them.
Yes.
Suspenders on granny panties. Wow. Wait, that's not what I meant to say. Ranger panties.
Ranger panties.
I know what I'm getting Smitty for Christmas.
You know what? A friend of mine got me an American flag thong for Christmas one year, and because I am who I am, I wore it. I wore it at a party.
People have it.
No, it did not make it to Germany. Wait, no, it didn't make it to. Wait, where did I go after Knox? To Knox. It didn't make it to where I met you. So yeah, somehow it got lost between whatever I was doing in Georgia than to Knox. So it just disappeared somewhere. I think Beckett threw them away.
I kind of want you to do a 12-month calendar wearing different types of thongs, but we take it a month every, like, so you post your January picture for January, February, and all that, and that becomes the following year calendar.
Yeah.
And then we just keep going through it so that every month of every year you can see the progression of either Smitty's beard, his gut, his wang, and whatever.
The progression of my wang?
maybe it goes bigger. Maybe.
I don't. What are you drinking and eating? Because if your wang is getting bigger or smaller right now, I need to know. Mine's been this size since I was 2. I'm at 2.
Holy shit!
Really? We knew it was small, but we didn't know it was that small.
Point is, it hasn't got much strange. So you want to wear a thong and nothing else and take a picture so I have a month-to-month calendar.
Yes, that would be the ultimate talking stuff calendar.
So yeah.
Would you guys make one and put it up in your house?
Yes.
Yes.
See, I don't. Gal may be okay with that, but I guarantee you, I'm mad to be like, there's no way I'm looking at that shit every day. Nope.
It'd be exclusively in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
like you'll be like, baby, can you give me this? And she'll be like, that's in the studio. I'm not going down there. I'm not looking at that fat thing.
Nope. Camera.
So it's the ultimate way to keep my studio family free. This is my studio.
I'll do it. I will do it.
But I think it'd be great. So 2022 will be 2023's calendar.
Yeah.
And we just keep going every year. And if you save them all, you can compare each January and be like, oh,
I gained a lot of weight.
That mole wasn't there in that January. It's there in that January.
I like it.
All right.
See, that's the underlying thing is I want to make sure that Smitty doesn't get, skin cancer.
Right.
Oh,
Try to keep them around.
All right, now that we're done talking about Smitty's skin cancer, the ever vocal Adrian Peterson calls out refs after the Seahawks lost to the Rams. We got robbed because of 2 blown calls by the refs, he thinks. One for holding against the defense when there wasn't really any, and one for a no call for a pass interference on something that should have actually been called from what I saw. We hear these kinds of things all the time and see these things all the time while watching football. Do you think that refs should be? He wants to help refs held accountable. Do you think guys think that the refs should be held accountable in some way or form for missing these kinds of calls?
Well, that was Adrian Peterson that did that, because I thought I saw the news article, but I thought it was someone else.
No, it was Peterson.
I thought Tom Brady had some words about his podcast.
No.
I'm going to say this.
Tom Brady did say something on his podcast, but I think that was more aimed at changing the rules for defenseless receivers.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think. Now, I'm not sure, but I could have swore I read an article once. I read a book. No, that's an inside joke. But anyways, that at the end of the year, the referees are they look at all whoever it is that governs them, look at their games.
Yeah.
Bad calls, missed calls, things of that sort, and they get a rating. And they can get fired if their performance is poor enough. So I do think they are held accountable at the end of the year if they're that atrocious. But, maybe they need to do it during certain games. Like, okay, well, he's crappy in this game. Is he crappy in more games when he's refereeing this team? Or does it just happen to be that one game?
Yeah. I'm sure if it's a bad enough missed call, they probably look at it.
Well,
but
that's the problem.
It's not like they can change the game's outcome.
Well, the problem is that these happen in 2 different key 4th down plays that they're saying. So he wants plays like this reviewable, and they were last year, and they had so many problems with coaches throwing flags for pass interference that wasn't there and stuff like that they got rid of the availability of reviewing a non-called call kind of thing.
Yeah, but, I think it's pretty petty, I guess, of Adrian Peterson to say anything, because Buffalo, who I believe got robbed against Tampa Bay,
absolutely.
No one on that team said a thing about 2 bad calls that cost them the game.
No, just the fans.
The fans did, but the players didn't. The coaches didn't. They said, just keep going. That's class. And maybe Adrian Peterson just is run out of class. I mean, I guess he can't whip his kids no more, so he has to do something.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. He's the ever vocal. All right.
What you think, Chris? You're not said nothing in a while.
I think they should be held accountable. The problem is most of these guys are like lawyers or something on their day jobs. They do this like part time. But the only thing you could really do would be maybe, fine them, at a certain threshold of missed calls per game. Be like, okay, well you're forfeiting 10% of your your paycheck or whatever. That's about the only thing you're going to be able to do.
So Chris, maybe all you can answer. But I'm asking Chris, do pro referees, are they called up from college referee? I mean, how to become a pro referee?
Sometimes, yeah.
I mean,
I
have no idea.
So
There's
they actually went through
stuff too. You have to take too.
So they actually went through this when they had the replacement referees a couple years ago when they had the referee walkout when we had some really awful. The problem is some of these players forget about the referee walkout a couple of years ago, and we had some awful ref games that year.
Yeah,
and
Green Bay.
Yep, we did.
And
touchdown. Are you mad yet?
And they forget about that, and these guys go through months and months of training. They go through courses, they go through classes, they watch all the stuff. They get tested before the season, all the rule changes and stuff like that. So, these guys put lots of hours in, and yeah, it's understandable. Everybody's human; they miss calls, but they have. I think there's 10 refs on that field now. at any given time.
Yeah.
And really one is just like an overall ref. And now, I don't know if you guys noticed over this past weekend, New York is helping like review plays that are questionable on the field when they first, like they'll make the call, and then New York will quickly review it and say no, that wasn't a fumble, or that was an incomplete pass and they dropped on the ground. So that way they're not having to go to review it in the with the iPad anymore, or the Windows pad. Because like a couple of times this past weekend we were watching games and we're like, well, it's under review. Oh, it was like 2 seconds later, and like, nope, that was not it was not an interception. It hit the ground, and they kept the ball. It was like nice and quick. They didn't slow down the game to review it every time anymore, which was nice to see. But stuff like that, it's almost to the point where I think they're trying to work in a like overseeing ref where they're watching the plays, and where if the refs on the field miss a call, they can call down from upstairs to have the flag thrown, kind of thing, or they can reverse. They should be able to reverse a flag if like when they review it real quick to say no, that wasn't pass interference. Every interference thing should be overseen by, I think, an overseeing ref. I think that's what the players would be more happy about. Where every hold that if a flag gets thrown, it's automatically you get the guy upstairs or wherever they are, like a head ref kind of thing, can take a quick look at the play and say yes, that was holding. Play the flag stands. No, that wasn't holding. Flag is dismissed, kind of thing. They wave it off, kind of thing. Or where the pass is thrown to, if the receiver was actually had interference, but only where the receiver the ball was intended to go to. Not like just some receiver on the other side of the field. I think that's what the players would probably rather than like having them trying to worry about calling it on the field. So that because you're on the field, you can only see so much. Or if you're looking at it from a camera, and the camera angles are freaking awesome nowadays, you're zoomed in on the play. You're looking at where the ball is. You can see the pass interference. You can see everything right away. So I think they're kind of looking for more towards an eye in the sky kind of ref too. Because you already have the review guy, and the review guy's looking at every play anyways. So have him kind of do a dual utility kind of thing.
That's a good point.
I think they'll get to that as soon as they get to figuring out how to get a play clock to actually work properly.
Yeah. Oh, Aaron
I
Rodgers.
think there's more pressing things than the eye in the sky. I would like for Aaron Rodgers gets away with it quite a bit.
Yes, he's really good at getting away with the zeros.
Get fixed.
Get away with what?
It hits 0 and you go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and then also Aaron Rodgers hikes the ball.
No. What they do is this is what they're supposed to do. They're watching the clock. Once it hits 0, they look down at their watch. If it's also at 0, which it should be, then they look to see if it's hiked. If it's hiked, they don't call it. If it's not hiked, they call it. So that goes 0. That means nothing. The referee goes 0. Okay, he's good. So that's why it happens, because 0 isn't 0. 0 is 0.005, 0 whatever until it's actually, which I think they need to change that. Once it hits 0, I think that should be called right then. Yeah. It shouldn't be a moment after. It should be when it hits 0.
If their watch is the actual 0, it should have an automatic chime so that way they don't have to look at their watch. They just have to watch the ball, and if the minute that chime goes off, if that ball's not hiked, flag goes up.
I think their watches, right, should be attached to electrodes that are attached to their nuts, and every time it,
yeah, then they'll blow the whistle.
Or if it's the female ref, her nipples. Don't want to leave them out.
There's a bunch of them this year.
Equal opportunity.
What if she likes that?
Yeah, what if she does like Amanda?
Well, then it's a great day for her.
Yeah.
She'd be like,
hopefully she gets a Bears or Lions game.
And what if he likes it? They'll be like, please don't hike the ball. 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 Please don't hike.
Well, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, so Aaron Rodgers was asked to comment on Myles Garrett because they're playing them this weekend. He thinks that he's just a monster, and that he's a fantastic player, and has a legitimate has legitimate gold jacket possibilities in his future.
What's that?
Myles Garrett.
Oh, gold jacket. That's like Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's the Hall of Fame. If he can keep up his performance that he's been producing so far, do we think that he'll actually make it into the Hall of Fame?
Wait, is that the actual question?
Yes.
I mean, yes, yeah. If he continues what he's doing this year, he will be the greatest defensive player that ever played.
He hit Mason Rudolph in the head with a helmet. He's already in the Hall of Fame in my book.
That happened.
Yes, it did.
Pause. Wait, quick pause.
Yes.
Chris, what the hell was just in your hands?
Oh, sorry.
That's his parting gift from Cuba.
From Kimmel, yeah. I picked it up because I was smelling like it smelled like lacquer because it still smells like lacquer.
Yeah.
I could smell it, and I was like, "What the hell is that smell?" And I picked it up.
Oh, so
that
you're
is an
sniffing paint.
That is an awesome battle axe.
All I saw was like part of it, just kind of skim through real quick, and I'm like,
I thought it was guitar.
Why does he have an axe?
I knew exactly what it was.
I'm like, why?
What does he have?
Don't you have one? Nate?
Why does he
I
have
have a
it?
paddle.
Why do you have a paddle and he has an axe?
Because a man likes the paddle.
Well, technically, his is a paddle as well. It's just shaped as an axe.
Yeah.
So one of you is the dom and one of you is the sub. Is that what I'm understanding?
Pretty much.
Isn't there something? The paddle is a Navy thing.
Yeah.
Why is it the paddle?
We just give paddles as going away gifts. I didn't this time. I ordered not to get us completely off track, Travis. I special ordered stuff, and I got the awards Rudis swords for my people. I just ordered them in enough time. But
isn't the paddle supposed to signify something?
Up shit creek without a paddle?
Because I know Amber used to say something about it all the freaking time.
No idea.
Okay.
No idea.
That's fair.
I'm a bad Navy chief.
All right, so the 2022, which I was hoping Journey would be here for, but apparently Spider-Man's running late. Pro Bowl.
He was messaging us.
He was, He
He's
just
in
said
the
F
chat.
this shit.
What an asshole. The 2022 Pro Bowl roster has been announced, and Tom Brady gets a record-breaking 15th selection.
Yeah, but he's not the starting quarterback.
No, well, he's also not predicted. Be in the Super Bowl. Yeah, he's also not predicted to play in it. So,
but if he goes, he is not the starting quarterback. If the other quarterback goes.
Well, so the
I actually go into it later.
So being 44 and in the NFL is one thing, but being 44 and playing at a level to be selected for the Pro Bowl is unheard of. Is there any other players that's?
Oh, you're not gonna say what I wrote there, which is okay.
Nope.
I'm gonna say it. I can't remember what I said. Hang on, I'm gonna say what I said. Yeah, it's unheard of. A completely unneeded statement. You do not have to say that's unheard of that he's done that. We know that no one. We're talking about.
He's the only player.
I only wanted to bother Nate. I didn't want to bother Smitty too.
No, it's like overkill. And Tom Brady's great, but 15 Pro Bowl selections. I looked at this, right? I did. Man's played 22 years.
Well, the funny part is I thought Nate wrote that, so that's why I wasn't gonna read it because Nate hates Tom Brady.
Marlon Olsen played 15 years and he had 14 selections.
Yes.
Oh my God. What's his name? The other quarterback. Oh God, no one likes him. He always beat Tom Brady in the playoffs. Oh God, what was that? Peyton Manning. Yeah, he has 14, and he only played 17 years.
Peyton Manning.
Just saying, yes, he got 15 selections. I'm not impressed by it. When you play 80 years, you're gonna have 15 freaking selections. I'm shutting up now. I'm sorry. I'm so mad.
He's just mad that the Miami lost in the snow game.
Yes, I am. It's his fault. You probably got his first Pro Bowl that year.
So
you just hurt Chris's ears.
So when it comes to anything, when I see Tom Brady on a list of something that I didn't type, I just take my mind out into a different box and I just stare off somewhere else until I feel like I need to chime back in.
Put in the nothing box.
Pretty much.
All right. So are there any other players that surprised you guys that were elected this year?
Well, does anybody even know who got selected?
That's why I have the whole list below you. That's why I left that list.
That's why I put the list on there.
Yes.
Surprised that got selected. I'm never surprised about who gets selected. I'm usually surprised about who does not get selected, though.
Well, so for the AFC quarterbacks is Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson.
Right.
No,
So out of the AFC, do you all think that somebody else should have been picked up in there, or maybe one of these three shouldn't have been selected?
Oh no, Herbert definitely. Mahomes
Herbert
lately.
has to start. He's actually the starting quarterback.
Oh, and rightfully so. He's probably the best quarterback in the NFL. Well, him or Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think Mahomes should have been.
Well,
chosen.
this is AFC.
Right. I'm just saying, like in the NFL itself.
Right.
Gail has a vengeance on Patrick Mahomes.
No, it's not even a vengeance. It's the fact that he hasn't been playing.
Well, the thing is, I can't think of a better quarterback in the AFC that should take his place right now.
True.
I mean, that's the problem. I mean, he's not been great, but he's been
Burrow.
Burrow's been playing better than freaking. Even though like supposedly Kansas City is like holding the most amount of points and whatnot, he's been playing like crap. Because the rest of the team has been kind of carrying his wins.
And because go ahead.
I would also almost consider Baker Mayfield as well. Like hugely on like the lower end of it, like a 4 or 5 pick selection.
So I guess that answers my second question. Is there anyone that you're surprised that didn't make the list?
Well, let's go down this list some more because I'm going to get some stuff.
So
here's the running backs. You got Jonathan Taylor.
I just wanted to feel relevant. Sorry.
Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon.
Oh, I love that. And Taylor should. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Right now, Taylor is MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, you say what he is MVP. King Henry. Yeah. The man got hurt, but it took Taylor 3 more games to even surpass.
Yeah.
So obviously he can't be the Pro Bowl because he's not going to have the numbers. But a running back, any running back.
Well, he's going to be out. If any game he comes back, it would be the Super Bowl if they make it there.
Do you think that Henry might be on the standby list though? Let's say if
it's possible.
Oh, none of these 3 teams are making to the Super Bowl, so I guess he's not going to be making.
Oh, the Colts are making the Super Bowl.
The Colts are making a run for it, but that's about it.
But not, no. So the AFC wide receivers is Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, and Keenan Allen.
No, Jamar Chase. No. He no.
Then what about Waddle?
Well,
that
yeah,
had a pretty stellar. I mean, actually surprised he's not on this list.
He probably got a few votes, and he is really good. He just don't have 1,000 yards yet, and he was out for a game. So if he would have played that game, he'd have 1,000 yards. He's lower on. He's actually on par with most of these players, but he's Waddle, and he wasn't the first round. I mean, the first player. He's not Jamar Chase, and there's favoritism here. We all know this. And if Jamar Chase is there, how come, like you said, Burrow isn't part of the conversation with quarterback?
I agree. Tight ends, you got Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce.
Hey, that's my tight end.
Andrews is the starter?
Andrews is the starter.
I guess Kelce was out for like 6 games.
But still made it.
I know. Yeah, how does that make any sense? Because that man's a beast. That guy's he's a cheat code is what he is.
Yeah. Do we want to get into the offensive tackles? Do we know enough? I hate to feel bad to not acknowledge the entire roster, but
you can name them. Slater. That son of a gun. See, that's who I wanted on my team. I mean, when we skipped over and we got Waller, we had a chance to get Slater. I wanted Slater. And look at him. Look at him. Pro Bowler. He is amazing. He's amazing.
All right. So defensive ends, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and Trey Hendrickson.
We just skipped a bunch.
Yeah, those are like the linemen and stuff. I'm just going to.
Rude.
Anybody? Nothing? All right.
Sure.
Interior line.
Skip.
I'm not sure if I think Joey Bosa should be in there with the outside linebackers.
Rude.
I mean, he's a good player, but there were so many good outside linebackers over in Denver and Raiders. And anyways, I'm talking to myself. I get it. Never mind.
The thing is, it just proves how hard it is to be able to pick these players, kind of thing.
It is. And the thing is, when you pick it, you get to pick like 10 names. If you're picking, you pick 10 names of linebackers, outside linebackers.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's going to be a lot of players in that list.
Yeah.
It's weird that they have him as an outside linebacker, even though he's a defensive end.
Yeah. That's what. It's because they had too many defensive ends, and they wouldn't push sure that he was in the damn Pro Bowl.
How about Xavier Howard, Miami Dolphins corner, making it on the starter list?
Oh, he sucks ball sacks. No, he's a Pro Bowler last year. He's done enough to be a Pro Bowler this year in the AFC. If he was in the NFC, he would not be in the Pro Bowl.
I just want to bring up that Denzel Ward, the corner for Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
One, he's a former Ohio State guy, but he is the guy that won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Oh, really?
Did he?
They announced it?
Yeah. Yeah, he won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure.
That's pretty.
Hey, Jeremy, tell us about C.J. Jackson. Oh, wait, you're not here.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. You want to get moving on?
Yep. So we're gonna go down to the NFC. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Kyler Murray are the NFC quarterbacks. Aaron has the start.
Well, of course he does. He's not predicted to make it to the Super Bowl.
Right now we're in the number 1 seed.
Yeah, it means nothing. Aaron Rodgers is really good at losing in the playoffs.
This is true because he makes it every year. He does, and he don't make it to the playoffs. So there is something about that. There's something to be said. I can't think of a better quarter NFC. Drax Prescott.
Dak Prescott, no.
I actually kind of want to make a nod for Mac Jones.
No.
Mac Jones in the AFC.
Not compared to these three.
No, you're right. Well,
I mean, if you're going to do Mac Jones, you might as well say Tua Tagovailoa because they're the same damn person. I don't give a damn. They are the same player. One just plays for New England, one plays for Miami. And by the way, just so you all know, in case you're wondering, Tua does have better numbers for 16 games. Just saying. Anyway.
I don't think that the NFC has any better quarterbacks.
No.
Well, nope.
Nope. No, seriously. I mean, there's like a jump between these three and everyone else.
Yeah.
I want to say like Cousins, but
Tom Brady is actually is ahead of Aaron Rodgers and Kyle Murray for numbers too.
Listen, Cousins is also terrible.
No, but they're terrible on the opposite weeks that you played them. What's his name? The Seattle guy.
Wilson.
See, he's had a bad like 6 or 7 games. He's coming to himself now, but
he's had an awful season this year. It's been rough up there.
Well, and you also got Garoppolo down in San Francisco.
Yeah, they're the jump between those three we're looking at now and everyone else in the NFC. And if I'm going to pick any of these players to put quarterback for my team, Kyle Murray is not going to be one of the three. They're just not. It's Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. Those are the two I would ask on the NFC to play for my team.
Yeah. Running backs, Dalvin Cook, James Conner, and Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara is New Orleans.
Yeah.
I would like, and now I know that this is a Packer thing, but A.J. Dillon really stepped up this season, and I think he could have been a good contender in that area.
Don't you have a running back named Jones?
Aaron Jones didn't get a lot of playing time this season. He got injured for quite a bit, and that's when A.J. Dillon came in. And then when Jones came back, Dillon still got the bulk of the handles.
Dude, what happened to what's his name? The Tampa Bay guy. He came out of nowhere. Nowhere. Fournette.
Leonard Fournette?
Yeah, Tampa Bay. That man right there has been. He is probably one of the main reasons, at least 50% of the reasons why Tampa Bay is playing so well. Because you've got
on the elder side of the NFL, like
he is, but he's playing his mind out right now.
He is, and if that running game wasn't like it was, Tampa Bay would probably lost about 2 or 3 more games than they won right now, or whatever.
I need to test him for blood dope.
Maybe he should be in the conversation for running back. I mean, I'm not sure who I'd take out for him. Connor maybe, because Connor's a great running back, but they give him his touchdowns because they get to the 3-yard line, the 4-yard line. He just pushes it in. So
nope. Never mind. I'm thinking of like all AFC teams now for some reason.
Okay.
Wide receivers, you have Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, and Deebo Samuel.
No arguments there.
Yeah.
Kupp and Adams. What? Maybe the two best football players in the NFL right now. Just saying, maybe the two best football players in the NFL. Because Kupp, who is this dude? Where did he go to college? How come I knew who he was, but Jesus, what happened this year?
Yeah, where did he come from?
Yeah.
Chris? Chris, where's he from?
I don't know offhand.
Really?
Oh, shit, that means he's not Ohio State or Michigan. We know that much.
Eastern Washington.
That's why I don't know him.
He's been in the league for 5 years, and he's 20.
Yeah, I know he's been in the league a while.
But if you look at it, though, a lot, like, with the exception of your, like, star receivers, most of your second, like, I get that he's not a secondary receiver, but, like, your secondary receivers or, like, even a lot of your starting corners and stuff you have no clue who the hell they are.
True.
He kind of reminds me of a young Jordy Nelson. Like, he was always just this really standout wide receiver. You don't expect it from him, but he continuously becomes like this, hidden number one talent where he's just all, it's Adams. Is like Devontae.
Yeah. He reminds me of a bigger, stronger Edelman. The way he runs his routes and stuff. And if Edelman was, 4 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier, that's Coop. And or Kupp. Kupp is just, oh Lord. And I hate him. I don't hate him. I just know that if fantasy football goes a certain way this week, then I may have to face him next week. And I don't want that.
Well, you can throw this game this week and make Els very happy.
Tight ends, you have George Kittle and Kyle Pitts.
That's my tight end.
Wait, Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I don't know where he came from all of a sudden.
Florida. He's a rookie.
Well, we know who he is.
He isn't that good.
Why is he on this list?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think of NFC tight ends. Kittle, I get. Kittle is Kittle.
You got Zach Ertz.
Ertz is what I'm thinking. Ertz, but Pitts has been up and down. He's had a really good 3 games now.
Yeah.
But the first 6 games he was nobody. He was nothing. I had him on my team.
Me too. I drafted him. I had him for 3-4 weeks, and then I dropped him.
See, that's name recognition. People kept saying he was the greatest athlete coming out of this draft. He could be a runner. I mean, he could be a receiver. And because of who he is, he got this nod. He does not deserve to be in the Pro Bowl.
No.
I mean, I can't think of a better tight end right now, but I don't know all the tight ends in the NFC. But there's got to be at least one better. There's no way. There's the Philadelphia guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Like you said, the guy from Arizona, Ertz.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get moving on to Jeremy's bets of the week. And we're gonna do them even without him because he sent his bets in for us to fill in. So Nate,
go ahead, Nate.
Yep. Thick and Thin Sportscast does not support or advocate anyone to actually place monetary bets on anything we talk about on the show. This is only for entertainment purposes, as we are not professionals. Never bet money you cannot afford to lose. If you or anyone you know thinks they have or has a gambling problem, the national hotline is 1-800-522-4700, and it is 100% confidential and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, please go to www.ncpgambling.com.
All right, so since Jeremy's missing, I'm gonna go over his bets from last week. If we had bet, we would have went 2-1. The Bengals covered the 2.5 points over the Broncos by winning. The Packers would have lost the Packers giving up 5.5 points to the Ravens, and the Saints with 11 points with the plus 11 over the Bucks would have given us a win because the Saints ended up winning that game.
I told you not to go with the Packers game.
Well, I agreed with that too, and I'm still saying right now, why the Ravens didn't go for the point after, so the 2-point conversion, like they did
Yeah, because they were moving the ball along quite well in the fourth quarter, and he could have lasted a little bit longer with that back.
Well, here's the argument they were having. I was hearing. They're like, well, you don't want to give Aaron Rodgers one timeout in 45 seconds to go down and kick a field goal, so you want to win the game now. You don't win the game. You still give Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
The time. So that is irrelevant. You don't want to go into overtime. Why not? Your team is doing well right now.
Yeah, it was because they didn't have they had a backup QB in, and they were so worried about it. But this backup QB from the most of the game I watched, he's more accurate than Lamar Jackson throwing the ball.
Yes, he was. Yeah, so I disagree with that call 100%. Because you know what, I was kind of hoping if they did get the 2-point conversion, because it was a bad call, that Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers just went down there and got a touchdown with 1 second left and said, fuck you, because how dare you disrespect us like this? Because that's what they did.
All right, so this week's bets. He's got the Eagles giving up 10 to the Giants, the Chargers giving up 10 to the Texans, and the Dolphins giving up 1.5 points over the Saints.
Okay, we're going to pick either which team we want, right? I would take the Chargers.
Take the Chargers.
I would take the Giants to cover the 10. That's just me. And I would take the Saints to cover the 1 point. No, the Dolphins are going to win that game. So I think Dolphins, yeah. Because you know what? The Saints got to start a quarterback they just pulled up from the practice squad
There's
today.
So many teams that are starting backup QBs. Like Washington started a practice squad guy from the Patriots this past weekend.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Saints quarterback hasn't been great, but they're trying to break. You know what? He might be wonderful. He might blow Dolphins out.
Yeah.
Who knows? So, I'm okay with those. But if I would, if I was a betting man, I would take the Chargers to cover. I would not take the Eagles to cover. And I would take Miami to cover because I think Miami's going to win. So,
now that's all the team, the Eagles to essentially.
They have to win by 10 more.
11. They win by 11.
Yeah,
11 points.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
happening there.
Well, they are starting Glennon. Giants are so. But 10 points is a lot of game in a conference game like that.
Yeah.
A lot of points. Yeah.
I'm more confident with the Dolphins and Saints, Dolphins and the Chargers. But that Eagles one, that's a conference game.
Yeah, I have a feeling that might be a bit closer than that.
Yeah, I feel like that is going to be. I feel like that's either going to be a ridiculously high-scoring game or a ridiculously low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Right. So if I was going to pick out these, I would pick the Giants to cover the 10. I pick the Chargers to beat the Texans by 11, and I'd pick the Dolphins to beat the Saints by 2.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we're picking these, but that's what I'm saying.
All right. Well,
I don't know exactly what the cover the spread means, but sounds great to me.
That's exactly what cover the spread means.
Right. So spread is the difference, and cover means that your team you're betting on is going to cover those points.
Yes.
So if you think the Eagles are going to cover 10 points, so you think the Eagles are going to win by 11. What?
What does cover mean?
It means you they did it. They actually covered the point. So you think your team's going to win by 11? They covered that. That means they took care of you. They're taking care of you.
Right, but
Gail is correct to me that it was the Panthers who pulled up a Patriots practice squad QB.
No. I'm talking about. No, I was talking about the team that held kicker practice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Or kicker tryouts during warm-ups.
Yeah, that was the Panthers, wasn't it? He got injured during practice.
Yes,
during their warm-ups.
Because they didn't have a kicker because he got hurt in warm-ups, and apparently,
hey, Scout.
Apparently their punter doesn't know how to kick a field goal.
Right.
But the backup QB had been a kicker in high school, so they tried, and he was awful.
So, Chris, do you know any of these players or any of these teams we're talking about that would make you think that they can or cannot cover the spread?
He's like, no.
Not really. I mean, like, I would say the Chargers, due to the fact that I have their quarterback for fantasy, he's hit or miss. Like, he 1 week he'll get me, 22 points. The next week he'll get me 70-something. It's like,
yes.
So he's hit or miss. If he's on, absolutely, I think, well, they're playing the Texans. I think they're going to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at the other team. I was like, wait.
So I think we all agree that we believe the Chargers will beat the Texans by 11.
Yeah.
I think we believe that the Dolphins are going to beat the Saints by 2. Maybe not. Maybe we think that the Saints are going to win. But I think our biggest thing is the Eagles versus Giants.
Yeah.
I don't think. Do we think that the Eagles are beating the Giants by 11? Because I think the Giants are going to lose, but like by 7.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tighter game than this.
Or 6, and that means we would bet the Giants.
Yeah. You know what? We'll have to group chat about that later, maybe tomorrow, because I'll go up tomorrow and make the bets. Because I forgot to this past weekend because kids got sick and whatnot, so you know how that goes.
And Jeremy was in town.
Yeah, Jeremy was in town and he didn't
remind me. Oh, that's so sweet.
All right, so did anybody update the power rankings?
I sure did.
All right, Nate, why don't you take it?
You got it. At 32, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars. 31 is the New York Giants. The New York Jets are at 30. The Houston Texans are 29.
You got it backwards, man.
Huh?
Yeah, the New York Jets are at 31, and the Giants are at 30.
Does it really matter?
No, it doesn't. It does not. It doesn't. The New York Giant Jets.
I see an Amanda on the
same
screen.
Team. They just one's green and the other one's blue. The Houston Texans were 31. They are now 29. The Carolina Panthers are still at 28. The Detroit Lions managed to go up 3 spots from number 30 to 27. The Chicago Bears, 4-10, are 26, as well as last week.
I'm going to pause for you. Right. We did not discuss how the Lions beat Arizona. I think we not discussed that.
We'll talk about that when we get to the scores.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Falcons went back once from 24 to 25. The Seattle Seahawks went from 20 to 24. The Denver Broncos only moved 1 spot to 23, while the Washington football team managed to go up to 22 from 18. The Las Vegas Raiders are 21st, and they were 25th last week. The New York Dogs. The New Orleans.
The New York Dogs. A new football team better than the 2 we have right now.
The Saints are at 20. The Eagles 19. The Steelers 18. Browns 17. Ravens 16. Minnesota 15. The Tennessee Titans apparently are 14, and last week they were 12E. The Miami Dolphins 7-7 are at 13. They went up from 14. The Bengals are now at number 12. They were 13. The San Francisco 49ers, they went from 14 to 11. The top 10, you have the Los Angeles Chargers, 8-6. They went from number 9 to number 10. The Buffalo Bills, 8-6, went from number 10 to number 9. The Dallas Cowboys, 10-4, went from 7 to 8. The New England Patriots are 9-5 and went from 5 to 7. The Indianapolis Colts, 8-6, went from 8 to 6.
Nice.
The Arizona Cardinals, 10-4, went from 3 to 5. The Rams, 10-4, went from 6 to 4. The Buccaneers, 10-4, went from 2 to 3. The Chiefs, 10-4, went from 4 to 2. And my Green Bay Packers are 11-3 and in number 1.
All right, so let's recap our fantasy league. Last week, the number 1 Dolphins beat number 2 Ladies and Edelman's 156.02 to 143.22. The number 3 Smitty Top Nate Bottom beat the number 10 Purple Cobras 166.59 to 151.71. Number 4 The Muppets beat the number 6 Injured Reserve 187.09 to 164.51. Number 5 Jameis Winston Your Time lost to number 7 The Implications 215.59 to 140.23.
When he's going down hard.
But you know what? That win did absolutely nothing for him.
No, it didn't.
Absolutely nothing. He was the Detroit Lions playing the Cardinals.
Yes.
That's what he was.
And the upset of the week, which knocked me out of the playoffs, the number 8, The Thick, lost to the number 9, Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs, 137.16 to 124.70.
There were some extremely low scoring games.
Well, I had 2 players go out, and next thing I knew, I was screwed. And Tom Brady didn't show up at all.
I honestly thought that I was gonna like when Travis messaged, what was it, Monday night? I was like, what? because I hadn't looked at it. So I was like, did I win or am I winning? Like, I hadn't looked at it because I figured I was getting smoked when like my running back got like 6 points. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah,
no one was getting points.
Brady got me all of 3 points. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Because I was predicted to win 200 and something points. So, like, at one point, 150. And I was like, oh, I got this. This is great.
There was no reason whatsoever that I should have beat Ladies and Gentlemen. There's no the points and stuff. Even going into Sunday, Lady Edelman had the Dolphins beat. And I'm not sure what happened on Wednesday morning. I woke up and this was the score. And I'm just like, shouldn't have happened. It didn't matter because both Ladies and Gentlemen and I both are we're going to be in the Final Four anyway, but still. Should have happened.
The surprise win was really the Muppets beating Injured Reserve.
Yes.
The original predictions had her losing by like 40 points.
Well, Muppets had to win to make the Final Four, and she's like, I'm making the Final Four.
Yeah, basically her team showed up.
It didn't, though. That's the problem. Like, my team showed up and then got kicked out of the game for ripping someone's helmet off. Pulled their freaking hamstring and limped off the field after catching one freaking ball. Like,
I disagree with that. I don't think they both should have been kicked out of that game.
My team did not show up. Or, well, like I said, they did, and then, they
but neither
didn't.
Amanda's game didn't matter.
It still would have been nice to win.
No, Amanda's team did matter because it mattered about who was going to play who in the playoffs.
Yes. So the final standings have the number 1 Dolphins at 10-5. Number 2, Smitty Top Nate Bottom at 9-6. He went from the bottom to the top this year. Number 3, Ladies and Edelman's at 9-6. Number 4, the Muppets at 9-6. Number 5, the Implications at 7-8. The Jameis Winston Your Time at number 6 at 7-8. Number 7, Injury Reserve at 7-8. And number 8, Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs made the consolation playoffs at 7-8. Number 9, The Thick went from playing for the thing last year, playing for the belt last year to not even in the playoffs at 6-9. And number 10, the Purple Cobras
sounds like Chicago
with 4-11. Purple Cobras wins the Jeremy's Ball Sack Trophy. And I won the Team Irrelevant because I am the team that managed to not be the worst, but not good enough to even make it into either tournament. Hence, I'm irrelevant.
Thank you. That was mine. So I am now going to create something for that team. Team Irrelevant.
So
that can go around
the championships games and the projected points for these games, if everything goes the way that Yahoo thinks they will. The number 1 Dolphins will beat the number 4 Muppets, 209.97 to 201.64. But as we all know, things can change when teams play. Number 2,
especially when I sit half my players.
Yeah, Smitty Top Nate Bottom is predicted to lose to Ladies and Elements 276 to 206.13. In the participation trophy column, the number 5, the Implication, is predicted to beat number 8, Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs 210.58 to 186.57. Number 6, Jameis Winston Your Time is predicted to lose to Injury Reserve 185.36 to 176.95.
Oh no!
Allow me to say,
what will I do if I lose?
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that the 4 teams that are all 7 and 8 are in that bracket.
Yeah.
There's no other team that's 7 and 8. You 4 teams are 7 and 8, and all of you in this constellation semifinal.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm more worried about the other league right now because I'm actually in the playoffs for that.
You're in the real playoffs?
Oh, yeah, and I beat Bear Claw. You all don't know, but Nate and I know Bear Claw is it, and somehow I beat them. So I am also number 1 in that team, that game too.
And what I think is funny is that Smitty traded away half of his good players at the beginning of the season, and he still managed to climb the ranks.
And which means next year, if it comes to fruition, because I got like 5 picks in the top 20 now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lose every game.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
I'm number 3 in the other league. So it's Smitty, Bear Claw, then me. Smitty's
Yeah.
12-3. I'm 11-4.
And I get a bye.
All right, so let's get to our picks from last week. Jeremy actually won the week with 11 wins. Smitty came in second with 10. We had a 3-way tie of 9 wins between me, Chris, and Amanda. And Amanda actually didn't pick the Patriots game somehow.
Somebody didn't remind me I needed to make picks.
And to be honest, we all know she was going to pick the Patriots.
And I had no idea they were playing on Saturday.
I thought it was a bromanda. So it was they ended up being the only team that played on Saturday. But the funny part is neither did. So Mo and Amanda, you guys, they both sent the picks to me through the chat, and neither one of you guys picked the Patriots game at all.
That's because they knew that they're playing New Orleans and they weren't going to score.
No, they were playing
points.
They were playing Indy.
Oh, sorry, Indianapolis. That's right. And they knew that they were going to lose.
On Saturday, I realized there were football playing, and I was like, crap, I didn't make picks. But it was too late at that point to pick the game.
Oh, I thought the picks came in before the game, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, let's give them a chance. Would you have picked the Patriots? Be honest, you would have. Give them a loss. Go ahead, give them.
Oh, it's fine. It's not going to hurt their win total. As me and Gail were talking about, Mo would have definitely picked the Pats. So would you have picked the Pats, Amanda?
It would have depended on if Brody was picking or I was picking.
Well, who picked them?
Brody.
No, I'm not giving it to him because he would have picked the Colts. Because he hates the Pats. He really doesn't like the Pats at all.
I love that little boy.
All right, so let's start off with Thursday night's game. The Kansas City Chiefs went to the Los Angeles Chargers and won 34-28. The Las Vegas Raiders game versus the Cleveland Browns was moved to Monday night from Saturday because of COVID, and they were hoping enough players would be back to make it a game out of it. And it ended up being a decent game. The Las Vegas Raiders beat the Cleveland Browns 16-14. The only Saturday game ended up being the night game. The New England Patriots went to Indianapolis and lost 27-17. Sunday started off with the Tennessee Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers won 19-13.
I hated that. That should never happen. Tennessee gave that game away.
The Carolina Panthers went to the Buffalo Bills and lost 31-14.
All right.
Without a kicker.
Yep, without a kicker. The Washington football team versus Philly got moved to Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, and the Washington football team lost with a practice squad QB 27-17. On the next 1 o'clock game on Sunday was the Houston Texans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Texans won 30-16.
You mean they didn't tie like I predicted?
Nope, they did not tie. You were a loss.
I'm going to tell you right now. It's the fourth quarter with like 7 minutes left. And Jacksonville was down by a touchdown, and they were driving. And I was like, oh, even if it doesn't end and they tie, if it goes and tie it over, in the regulation, I would have felt like I won. I don't care. But it didn't happen, so.
Yeah.
That Washington game, though, that practice squad QB, he actually put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah, he tried to win on Tuesday night, and for being it's like he's a Patriots practice squad QB that nobody's ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And Washington's like, yeah, we'll sign you. We'll let you play in this game. And he did fairly well for being somebody that you wouldn't make a football team.
I know, man. I mean, he's like the second coming of Aaron Rodgers or something. I don't know. He was just that so good. He was.
It was just surprising to see his practice squad guy actually do well. It was kind of nice to see. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. It's nice to see practice people do well.
Next was let's see where I did the Texans. Oh, Dallas Cowboys at 1 o'clock went to the New York Giants and won 21-6. The Arizona Cardinals at 1 o'clock on Sunday lost to the Detroit Lions 30-12.
Who in their right mind would have thought that the Detroit Lions would have beaten the Arizona Cardinals?
We had one person. And it's the one person that picked against the whole entire group.
You only picked that because we all picked the Cardinals.
There's a reason why you only had 8 wins, Nate.
If Nate didn't do this stuff every week, I would say I was impressed. But he tends to do something like this every week.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's bound to be right sooner or later.
he will pick these magical upset games.
It was like
if you look at what I picked this week, though, they're all very conservative picks except for that one right there.
So, I mean, congratulations on you. But seriously, I watched the game. Did anybody watch the game?
Yeah, I turned the game on. I'm
parts
like,
of it, yeah.
And I'm like,
it wasn't like
the
Arizona
Cardinals
was
didn't
playing
show up.
Poorly. Arizona was playing well. But Detroit was just.
Yeah.
Where was this team? If this team was like this
every week,
no, game 4 or game 5 of the year,
yeah,
they would be fighting England. Wow,
well,
Germany, Green Bay for the top spot. They would be. They were playing that well.
Oh yeah, that was a different team. I don't know who that was, but that was not the Detroit Lions. So,
did you hear that, Chicago faithful? You know, Detroit's a better team than Chicago. Did you hear that? That's what we're saying right now. You hear that, Chicago?
All right. So
way to be the corner guy.
He's just blinking.
Sitting there staring.
The last 1 o'clock game on Sunday, the New York Jets went down to Miami, and Miami tried to lose the game.
They so did.
From the bit I watched of it, but Miami ended up winning 31-24.
The
Duke
Jets
Johnson
just wanted to lose it more.
Yes.
They just signed up Duke Johnson, who got over 100 yards rushing, and that's the first time I had a 100-yard rushing running back since, like, I don't know, last year sometime. So that was good. And the fact that Tua did not collapse under the fact that he threw a pick 6 with 6 minutes left in the game, tying up the game. Then he drove Miami down and scored the touchdown. That's growth right there. That's maturity.
He didn't break his hip either.
No, he did not. So, yeah, it was scary. And I was saying, you know, Miami's going. We talked about this last week. It's a conference game. You just throw out everything and we'll let them play because you don't know who's going to win.
Yep. The first 4:05 game, the Cincinnati Bengals went to Denver and beat them 15-10.
And who in their right mind would have thought?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who?
Everybody but me and Nate.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I picked the Bengals.
I mean, it's still a pretty close game, though.
It was. I thought Denver was going to win for a little bit there.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go Denver's way. The Atlanta Falcons went to San Francisco and lost 31-13.
I did not expect that to be that big of a gap of a score.
I thought Atlanta would actually win that game, and apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, no, not apparently.
That's their first home win in a while.
Yeah. That's right, because Nate is under this good belief probably that the San Francisco don't win at home.
Nope.
So,
well, apparently they're not going to win on the road tonight either. So
11 games.
Who are they playing tonight?
That is the San Francisco 49ers game, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. The Seattle Seahawks went to Los Angeles Rams and lost 20-10. Oh, sounds from Cat.
She was mad about that game.
Timed cry.
Yes,
what was that?
That was a kitty cat.
That was an actual animal made that sound?
No, that was my child.
That was Katarina.
Oh, well, they said a cat. I'm sorry.
No, she started freaking out, so I went upstairs and got her, and she's.
So apparently she is a Seattle fan.
No, she fucking better not be.
She's a Russell Wilson fan.
I'm not even sure I like that.
The Green Bay Packers went to Baltimore, and Baltimore gave them the win, 31-30.
Yes, they gave. I liked how you said that, Travis. They gave them the win. Now, I'm pretty sure Green Bay was getting that win, but does anybody disagree with me, or they agree with me that Baltimore should have kicked that point?
They should have kicked that and just try for overtime. At least if you're trying for overtime, you're not gonna give. It's not a guarantee they're gonna win.
I was so at a sorts for this game. I had to bring Logan back to his mom, and it was like 3 minutes left in the game. And I was bolting it. I had the Sirius XM radio on. Like, I'm bolting it in the house, and I was like, Oh my God.
Hey, did this game clinch the North for Green Bay?
Yes.
Did it?
Congratulations to your team there, Nate.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The New Orleans Saints went to Tampa, and as Jeremy said, Brady can't win against the Saints in regular season.
But this was an
awful game.
Oh, but who else only picked the Saints to win?
That's because you hate Tom Brady more than anybody else.
Saints.
No, you got Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Everybody but Nate picked Tampa. But Tom Brady lost 9-0 at home.
The first time Tom Brady's been shut out since 2006.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is an amazing stat.
Yeah.
I mean, you hate the man, love the man, but that is an amazing stat.
Oh, absolutely it is, but.
Yeah, But it happened.
Yeah, it happened.
And the last team that did to him, the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
So it was an in-conference game both times.
Yes, it was. Yeah. And the last game that was played
she's a Tampa Bay fan. I can hear her crying over it.
The Minnesota Vikings went to Chicago and won 17-9.
Minnesota, you want to watch Minnesota. If they make the playoffs, you watch, because I guarantee you they're going to lose immediately. But I'm
so true.
Dude,
so
seriously.
True.
What is it with Chicago? I think Chicago is that team that they're not the greatest, obviously. They're not the worst, but they just kind of go out there and you have no idea what turd sandwich they're going to make you eat if you're a fan, because you don't know who it's like. Can anybody name a player on Chicago outside of the fans of Chicago? Name a player that plays for Chicago.
Khalil Mack.
Okay.
Andy Dalton, Justin Fields. Allen Robinson III. They got a Montgomery on that roster too, don't they?
But the thing is, would you take any of those players in place of any of the players that you have in your team? Like one for one. Patriots fans.
I'd take Robinson.
Over who? Rodgers? Not Rodgers.
Wide receiver.
Yeah, no, you got to take him over your number one receiver.
Oh, Adams? No.
How about I guess Patriots would probably take him over their number one receiver.
Yeah, because we don't have a real number one receiver.
But would you take the quarterback over your quarterback? Or I wouldn't.
No.
Even though I do have a bet with Jeremy about which one of those two is going to be a better player in 5 years.
Yes.
That's a shitty bet though, between Fields and Jones, because you have a front office in fucking New England where the front office in Chicago is garbage.
Oh shit, Chris is talking? What the fuck?
That's a shitty bet, because you have an actual front office where we're probably about to fire 3/4 of ours.
I still think he's going to be a better quarterback. I think he's a better quarterback now, and I think he's proven it.
I think Fields has, like, he needs to work on his, which is weird in the pros that he's fumbled so much because he didn't in college. Like, but then again, in college he also had more than 0.46 seconds to get the ball out of his hand.
Welcome to Tua's life.
Mac Jones getting rid of the ball in 2.6 seconds on average.
That's what I'm saying.
That's Tua's life. He throws 2.7 seconds, no longer, unless it's something amazing. He can't, because his offensive line's like, oh, we're supposed to block all of the players? Oh, I thought just this one.
Yeah.
We are, seriously, I just want to say this.
When Fields does throw the ball, if, the tight end or any of our receivers could catch the motherfucker, we'd be all right.
But see, I just want to say this because I am not a huge fan of Tua, right?
Right.
The heck you say? Really? I had no idea.
But I was looking at this. He started the 16 games he started versus the 16 games that were started by the rookies last year. He is on par, if not better than Burrow. Than I can't name players right now, but he is just as good as all of them. And he is playing behind the worst offensive line in the NFL, the number 32 in the NFL. That's the team he's playing behind. And the rushing attack is number 31. just saying, maybe give him a little bit of, leeway. Even though I'd rather have Herbert. But, what do you say? Chicago. I don't know what Chicago is. I don't know what they are. They don't feel like a football team right now to me. They feel like
Well, most of the players don't even want to play for Nagy anymore. They're very open about it.
They're like a hockey team. It's like, the Chicago Blackhawks are playing. It's that's how it feels to me. They feel very foreign to me. Like a foreign team. I don't know why. Why is that? Is that just me?
I think so. To you, yeah. To me, it's my most hated team in the league.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so let's get to our picks for this week. Thursday night game, which just finished. Actually, the Tennessee Titans won 20-17, so that means Nate, Jeremy, Chris already have a loss for this week.
Well, meh.
Do you know why I wanted Tennessee to win? This is the only reason, because there's no way I was thinking Tennessee was going to lose a lot of games in a row, and they got to play Miami in 2 weeks, and I cannot have them on a losing streak when they play Miami.
So next we have the Cleveland Browns going to the Green Bay Packers. Nate,
I'm taking the Packers.
you're taking the Packers.
Hmm?
I think this is going to be a good game, but I think
We don't trust you, Travis. We don't think you're right about anything.
All right, so I'm going to take the Browns. No, I'm going to take the Browns. I don't know what Jeremy is taking because did he make his picks or no?
He did not. He's too busy watching Spider-Man going to 40 different dimensions.
All right, Chris.
Packers.
Packers. Smitty?
Well, last week I did Nate a favor by going with Baltimore because, I got to, everyone can't go for his team. Otherwise, they're going to lose. But I'm going to go with his team this week and go with the Packers.
The Packers?
The Packers.
Amanda, are you there tonight?
Oh, she went back upstairs with the dogs.
She left right when we needed her to make picks.
I know.
Yeah. Well, Scout had to poop.
And Gail just had to go up and try to get Kat to go back to bed.
The dog can poop inside, clean it. It's fine.
No, sir.
Oh, when Gail comes back, I'm sure she'll have already made her picks. So she took a picture of this earlier. All right, next we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Arizona Cardinals. After the shit show the Cardinals did last week, Indianapolis playing for the playoffs. They need those keep winning to get into the playoffs. They're at Arizona though. I'm gonna go with Arizona. Arizona needs to start winning again.
Well, I mean, they don't need to. The Colts really this win more than anything.
Did Arizona lose last week?
They
Yeah.
did. That was the awful game.
I know.
They went from number one to they're dropping. All right, Chris, who are you gonna go with?
What was the two teams?
The Colts.
Sorry, I was reading an email.
It's okay.
You're
not allowed to read email until after
Chris
we
is my
make our
favorite
picks.
person. He's my favorite
No, that
person.
one I had to read
On this
because it was
show.
flagged.
He's like, you all don't remember this, but there was a presidential debate years ago, and Ross Perot was there. And then the question was asked, and the other two candidates, Bush and I can't remember who else, answered the question. They asked Ross, and Ross like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I had my hearing aid off." He turned off his hearing aid because he's like, "Whatever, I don't care."
I don't care what they have to say.
Chris is Ross Perot. So what was that?
I don't have big ears, and I'm not from Texas.
All right, Chris. It was the Indianapolis Colts are at the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh, normally I would take the Cardinals, but I don't know. After that performance, the Colts might beat them. I'm gonna take the Colts.
Going with the Colts. Smitty.
See, this is what really sucks. I think the Colts losing is better for Miami.
Yeah.
They are so good right now. Their defense is outstanding. The running game is second to none. And Arizona is scaring me. They're without the number one receiver, and Kyler Murray has seemed a little frustrated without his number one receiver. I gotta go with the Colts. I gotta go with the Colts.
Go with the Colts?
Yeah.
All right. All right, Gail. You made it back. So I need your Cleveland Browns, Green Bay Packers pick. Packers are at home. It's at Lambeau Field.
I'll go with the Packers.
Go with the Packers. Next, I need your Indianapolis Colts, Arizona Cardinals pick.
Oh, you know what she's picking.
Yeah. She's going with the Cardinals. Nate, now you get to pick. Indianapolis Colts, Arizona Cardinals.
Going with the Cardinals.
Going with the Cardinals. All right, Chris, you get the first pick. Are you paying attention?
I'm focused.
The amazing Detroit Lions are playing the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh.
At Atlanta.
They could do it twice.
Oh, I'm going to take Atlanta.
I got to take Atlanta. Smitty.
Oh, I'm going with Detroit till they lose. I'm going with Detroit.
So you're going with Detroit this week.
Oh, God.
Doing the exact same thing.
Gail, who are you going to go with?
Oh, man. I'm going with the Falcons.
Go with the Falcons. Nate.
Detroit to the end.
Detroit to the end.
Yep. Well, unless they play the Packers, but they'll still probably beat the Packers.
Well, Packers will be sitting there starters at that point in time.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Atlanta. I don't think Detroit can do it 2 weeks in a row. They're not that good.
Hey, Chris,
I
you're kind
don't
of dark
think they
over there,
were
man.
good to do it the first time.
Oh, it's because I'm slouched.
That and their head coach also said that they are going to play to ruin everybody else's chances to the playoffs.
Yes.
Did he say that?
He did.
I love it. I love that man. Who was that?
The head coach of Detroit.
Oh, that's yeah. He used to be the tight end coach for the Dolphins.
All right, Smitty, you get the first pick. The Los Angeles Rams are at the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, that one used to be an easy pick. Okay, you either go off of consistency over the last year, or you just go off the last couple games.
Yeah.
I go with the Rams. I'm going with the Rams.
All right, Gail.
Rams.
Nate.
So I'm pretty sure I said I'm never picking the Vikings again, but for whatever reason, I feel I've forgotten all the bad things they've done to me in the past. And to be better, I am going with the Vikings.
He's like an abused wife.
Oh my God.
It's even better because it came from Gail. You know what?
Listen, I can
He'll
say
change.
it because I'm a TV survivor. So
He loves me.
they'll change. They'll never do it again. They promise.
It was my fault. I deserved it.
I didn't have the dinner on the table at 5 o'clock. It was 5:01. It's my fault.
Exactly.
I had to pee. I'm so sorry.
I didn't ask permission.
This
He
is
loves
why.
me.
That's why Nate twitches when Amanda raises her hand.
I just got hit. If anybody raises their hand, I'm gonna power.
I'm gonna go with the Rams because I don't believe in being an abused husband. Chris,
when Tats rotates into, when Tats goes into Talking Stuff podcast, that's what's happening.
It could be an abusive wife too.
So you're saying you're the wife? Got it.
No,
I had an abusive relationship. My wife was abusive.
Yeah,
My second one. Yeah.
I had an abusive wife at one point.
Then you got divorced for the second time.
Yes, both of us.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to the New York Jets. How awful is this game, Gail?
You mean this isn't a primetime game?
No, 1 o'clock.
Burn it
What,
down.
what do you guys? Go ahead. I'm sorry, go. What?
Burn it down.
Well, what do you think is harder to pick? Two teams that really suck, or two teams that are really good?
Fix it.
It's
You know,
it's almost like a toss. It's a coin flip. Those are coin flips.
God. Well,
It's like who's gonna suck less?
Now I know this is going backwards, but did anybody acknowledge that the Browns, Packers, and Colts, Cardinals are on Christmas?
Oh yes, I forgot to say that. We have two.
I know Amanda's not listening right now, but that might significantly impact my Saturday early evening.
Why, are you supposed to go somewhere?
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be at her parents' house.
Well, then you have to just... Well, her dad is going to have the football games on, right? Is he a football guy?
I think he tolerates it more because I'm there.
Oh, that's.
I think he likes it, but he's not like, I gotta watch the game.
You also got to remember that he's got all daughters, right? So watching Sunday, no,
he got 2 boys and a girl.
Oh, I thought she had another sister.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I had met her brother. That's what it was. I thought she had one brother and another sister.
The fact you met the man, you still think there was 3 girls. Is kind of very telling.
I met him for all like 5 seconds when I was helping clean Amanda's yard, so she could get the house ready to sell. All right, so Jacksonville Jaguars at the New York Jets.
So who's the away team?
Jaguars.
Take the Jaguars. I did eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
All right, so equals Jaguars. All right, Nate, where are you going with?
I am going with my son Logan's team, the Jets, Jets.
Logan's a Jets fan?
He is a Jets fan. He likes them because they're so bad.
and Brody hates the Patriots.
Logan.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know which one of your kids is my favorite.
Hogan doesn't like the Patriots either.
Yeah, because he's a Jets fan.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Jaguars to upset the Jets. Chris.
Urban Meyer's gone. Let's go with the Jags.
Smitty.
I don't know what you were all smoking, but I watched the Jaguars play. The Jets are going to win. I'm going with the Jets.
I told you, I did eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I understand. The other 2, I don't know what they're smoking.
All right, Nate. You get the first pick. The New York Giants are playing the Philly Eagles.
I am going with the brotherly love team, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I don't think the Giants are going to win, even be close. I'm going to go with the Eagles. Chris. Fly, go fly.
Oh, that reminded me I was supposed to do all my picks like this. I forgot. Go ahead.
I'm so happy I picked last on this next game.
Smitty, where are you going? It's a good thing you don't got to pretend to be a giant. Gail, where are you going?
That will be the Eagles.
I'm gonna take. Fuck it. I'm gonna take the Giants.
Giants, kill the Giants.
Because I can.
All right, I get the first pick. The Buffalo Bills are at the New England Patriots.
This is terrible.
This is basically for the AFC East.
I have 2 games that I was unable to pick, and this is the first of the 2.
It's going to be a totally different game than the first one because the wind is not supposed to be nearly as bad. It is Sunday at 1 o'clock.
But New England's defense is stout regardless.
Yeah, they had a bad game last week. But I think after the smack they got put on them, I think Belichick probably ran them ragged this week. So I am going to go.
Their offense is a little beaten up, though.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Patriots are playing this to keep the AFC East. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. They are trying. That's their ticket to the playoffs this year. Chris.
I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going to go with the Bills just because it's the fucking Patriots.
Smitty?
It's my granddaughter's birthday, and I didn't know that till right now.
Things you should know as a grandpa, especially as a great-great-great-great-great-grandpa.
Nice job, Smitty.
I like Declan, too. That's my granddaughter.
Happy birthday, Declan.
Happy birthday, Declan.
Happy birthday, Declan. You got a boy's name.
Papa Smitty loves you. Well, her middle name is Sage, but with an I. So, what was the team? What was the game?
The
Patriots
Buffalo
versus
Bills,
the Bills.
Patriots, yes.
Oh, I got it. The Buffalo Bills.
We don't have any elephant teams. Gail, where are you going?
I love my Patriots. I do. But I have...
Then pick them.
I have some of their better offensive players on my fantasy team.
All out.
And they're broken. So
yes, they are.
I'm going with the Bills.
All right, Nate. Did this help you pick at all?
No, because we went 2 and 2.
Well, it's 3 and 1, really.
I'm gonna follow the pack and take the Bills.
Sheep you. All right, Chris. Next, you have the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Ooh.
And this is actually for the AFC North.
Joe, we trust.
Right now.
I called them as my sleeper. I said they were my sleeper team. I'm gonna stick with them. Going with the Bungles.
You did. You certainly did. You did that. I remember that.
Smitty.
Oh God, because Baltimore just disappointed so often. And for Miami Dolphins, it really doesn't matter which one of those two win, because they're both 8 and 6. But the Dolphins did beat Baltimore, so they would take them in a tiebreaker. I'm gonna go. Meow, meow, meow.
Bengals, I guess. Because I guess we're even
Would you go caw for the Ravens?
The Ravens would be like, wait, no.
It's a crow.
It'd be Pacaw.
Pacaw. Gail, the Baltimore Ravens or the Cincinnati Bengals?
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Going with the Bungles. Nate? Same. I am also going with the Bungles because as far as I know, Lamar Jackson's not back yet.
He is not. I forgot about that.
Smitty.
Yes.
The Los Angeles Chargers are at the Houston Texans.
I'm thinking of a sound effect here.
I'm going to assume that's the Texans.
I think that.
No, that's the Chargers.
That's supposed to be lightning.
Maybe
I think.
lightning.
Yeah.
How would you do the Texans?
Yeah, can we see that?
I need to see the Texans.
I didn't choose them.
I know,
Yeah,
but
we'd like to see what it would be if you did.
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up.
That is my new ringtone. Gail, the Los Angeles Chargers or the Houston Texans?
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Nate?
I am also going to go with the Chargers.
I am going to go with the Chargers as well. Chris, are you going to pick against the grain? No.
Nope.
Chris is very intelligent.
I need the Chargers to do well.
Yes. Gail, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at the Carolina Panthers.
They better beat the Panthers. I'm going to go with the Bucs.
Going with the Bucs. Nate?
This was the second of my unsure games.
Well, now you have a choice. You have to make a pick.
I'm going with the Bucs.
Going with the Bucs.
Bucs versus Panthers was your unsure game?
Yeah, because this is an easy one. This is the Bucs all the way.
Well, I think that the Buccaneers, their age is starting to come into play towards the end of the season.
Last week couldn't have been that 2 players went out at the beginning of the game either, could it?
Yeah, Mike Evans freaking hurt himself after catching the ball, twice?
Yeah.
They're old. They're all over 30.
No, they're not. They're not
their
really,
teams lose players during games they win, so.
All right, Chris, where are you going?
Bucs. Brady doesn't tend to lose 2 in a row very often.
No. Smitty.
Also, Mike Evans
got a good chance of doing it this weekend.
Smitty, where you going? Do you believe in the no kicker Panthers?
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Matey.
Buccaneers. All right, Nate. Chicago Bears at 4:05 at the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going with the Chicago Bears.
The Bears. At Seattle. I ain't going with the Seahawks. Chris.
Bears. If Nate picks the Bears, I have to pick the Bears.
That's right. I really rarely pick the Bears.
Exactly. Sea chickens.
Sea chickens. You could have gone buck, and I would have known what you were doing. Gail, where are you going?
So
Said
weird.
Baka Woo.
Baka Woo.
Wow. I'm gonna go with the Bears, actually.
The Bears. All right. Next, we have the Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. I am going to go with... I'm going to go with the Raiders. Chris.
Raiders.
Smitty.
I already did a Buccaneer. Hang on, Raider.
They're basically the same.
I'm going to rape your family.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound like a Bronco.
Nope. That's what Raiders did. They raided your family and stuff and took stuff.
I feel like maybe you should research that one a little bit.
The Raiders did that. They're molesters.
Go with the Raiders.
All right, Nate. Who are you gonna go with?
I went with the Broncos.
After that disappointing sound effect, he's going with the Broncos. All right, Chris, you get the first pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers are trying to keep the playoff wishes alive, going against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's a shit show in itself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Kansas City though.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Smitty. Chiefs. Gail.
You're not kidding about it being a shit show. That's my quarterback.
I don't know how to do a sound effect for a Steelers, so.
You would need two hammers and go clink.
Yes.
Their kicker has COVID.
Of course he does.
Because he was my kicker and he's not anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bite me. I'm going to go with Kansas City anyways.
Going Kansas City anyways. Nate?
I am also going with the Chiefs.
The Chiefers. I do not believe Pittsburgh belongs in the playoffs this year. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. All right. Smitty.
Yes.
You got WFT going to Dallas.
It's a good thing I'm not picking WFT because there's absolutely no way to do a sound effect for them.
Go long.
Longer.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfudger.
That's what I expected for you to do to the Texans. Gail.
Oh, my God. What was it?
WFT is going to the Cowboys.
2 questions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is Prescott healthy?
He's playing.
He's playing.
And what about I can't remember his name, the Washington quarterback?
I think he's still out.
Yeah, he's out. They're the same to the guy.
Then I'm going with the Cowboys.
All right. And Nate.
Washington.
I would love to see the Washington football team win, but I feel it's going to be the Cowboys. Chris.
I'm going to get all these right this month.
Smitty, you're loud.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
So loud.
Chris, the football team or the Cowboys?
I'm gonna go with. Go with the football team.
The football team. All right.
I was really torn on that one.
Let's spread those out a bit. All right. And last but not least, Gail, you get the last pick of this week. The Miami Dolphins are playing the New Orleans Saints.
Such a 12-year-old. Nate, you heard that too, right?
Yeah, that's why I started laughing. Just spread those things out a bit.
I almost said that's what she said. I came really close.
Oh, I was hoping somebody would say it, but I didn't think you guys caught it.
Oh, no, I caught it.
I just started giggling, that's all.
Yeah.
All right,
because
so
I could just see you like just spread these things out. all glassy-eyed, like he just got like, seeing him for the first time. I just see Travis getting very just like doughy-eyed every time.
Hi, Jasmine. Jasmine's looking at me like, why is Mom giggling? So, Gail, do you have a pick? It is the Miami Dolphins at the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, my God.
Miami's playing to stay in the playoffs. Well, to make the playoffs, actually. They're still in the hunt.
I don't know why, but I feel like Miami might actually win that game.
All right. Miami to cover. Nate?
I have also decided to pick the Dolphins.
This is a tougher game than I wanted it to be. I understand why it's still going to be on Monday night. No matter how much I believe Miami will cover and they'll win. And the Saints just been all over the place. And they're starting another quarterback. Their quarterback is out. So you know what? I'm going to go with Miami. Chris.
Smitty.
You said Hill's not starting?
No, he's not.
Smitty is hoping.
I'm going to take Miami then.
Smitty. How does it feel? Everybody has picked the Dolphins. Are you going to pick the Saints this week?
No, unless he does what I did and pick the Bears. That way the Vikings would win, and that's what had happened. So he might be trying to change it by picking the opposite team, knowing it will help him win.
The Dolphins.
He picks the Dolphins no matter what every week. All right.
You also forgot to go.
I was going to, but I was too loud.
No.
All right, Nate, you get the first pick for next week. The New York Giants are at the Chicago Bears.
That's a Sunday game.
They're all Sunday and one Monday game.
Yeah, well, that means we can just pick all these on.
Oh, yes.
Why are we picking these?
I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Thursday night games?
Thank you for reminding me so that I forgot. So next week, we do not have Thursday night football. We only have Sunday and Monday. All right, so that concludes all of our picks. We have a question from Smokey the Cat. Guys, if Eckler is out, do we play Jackson or Rojo? Other option is Jacobs. I play Jacobs.
Well, how long ago was that question asked?
I don't know.
Because they're not listening right now.
I don't know.
What was the question?
It popped up while we were doing picks. Guys, if Eckler is out, do we play Jackson or Rojo? Other option is Jacobs. Somebody that starts with an S. Smokey the Cat.
I think I'm doing Rojo.
Going Rojo?
That's what I'm going to go with. Is Eckler supposed to be out?
I don't know.
And which Jackson is he talking about? There's a couple of them. I'm sure he means. Oh, did you all see that Vincent Jackson was how he died? Alcohol abuse? Remember Vincent Jackson?
Did I send you that one?
You sent me that one. I didn't want to. That one was a little. I wanted to try and not talk about somebody.
Be sad about the man was an amazing player.
Yeah, he was.
Upbeat and positive during Christmas because
it's Christmas.
No. Okay, well, Vincent Jackson went to the North Pole to hang out with Santa forever. So, but he did that because of all the eggnog he spiked.
Yes.
But no, I'm going.
And not how many times he hit his head.
Rojo or Jackson. It all depends on what kind of league you're in. If you're in a PPR league or what have you, but I'm still going with Rojo. Yeah. But Jacobs is probably a pretty good option too. But not with the team they're playing. No, I'm going with Rojo.
All right, so I think that's it. 2 hours, 23 minutes. It's a good time to end the show. Bye, everybody.
That's all, folks.
Goodbye.